Take your home from clean to immaculate. Save up to $100 on select models right now at West Bend Vacuum Center, including central vacuum systems, HEPA vacs, and cordless vacs. Save even more when you trade in your old vacuum. Shop Sebo, Mila, Simplicity, and Riccar vacuums. Don't miss the big sale going on now at West Bend Vacuum Center. For an exclusive pricing on everything through Christmas, visit westbendvacuum.com or call 262-335-2222.
Thanksgiving road trip ahead? Get your car ready at Griffin. For just $179.95, we'll change your oil, inspect and rotate your tires, replace your air filter, give it a complete multi-point inspection, check the battery, and make sure your heat is toasty warm. Griffin, your Thanksgiving travel partner.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's Greg Matzing.
In for John Merck here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. Amy Taylor is in today. It's starting to feel a little more seasonal out. Please hang on if you've not put your Christmas decorations up yet. Just hold on. Can you wait till after Thanksgiving, pretty please?
I bought some poinsettia because they were on sale.
Did you stick them out in a
I did, and
plain view?
honestly, they're clashing. They're clashing with my themes of orange and fall and brown.
This is intentional. That's right.
No,
it should clash.
It's just they're just trying to get my money, and I fell for it.
Please keep your fake ears of corn where they are. Please keep the thankful sign in your front door.
Right. No, welcome, thankful for friends.
All that.
Stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Just wait. If you've made it this far, you can wait.
I think you're right, actually.
My Christmas lights are in position, but they are not turned on.
Okay, my Christmas lights are on because...
No,
because the kids are coming home from college. And
for what holiday are they to celebrate?
Well, no, the Thanksgiving light holiday. The lights, where you put all the lights up for Thanksgiving.
What in God's name are you talking about?
I'm talking about
yes.
how bad they wanted just to celebrate Christmas for an extended period.
Well, they'll be off for like a month and 2.5 weeks, and they'll be spending all sorts of time with you.
I admit that I'm a little sentimental about getting them home, and I wanted to put the lights up.
Well, we will be celebrating and talking about the Thanksgiving light holiday. What did you call that?
I just made it up, but,
yes.
it works for me.
Sounds kind of like Festivus. Other stories that we are following today.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Hello, Amy. Where do we begin?
Well, we're expecting a decision this month on whether passenger train service to Green Bay will take the next step toward reality.
Yeah, Jeff was making fun of this. I kind of like it as somebody who has had to go to Green Bay so frequently during my professional career. So the Wisconsin DOT applied for this federal program for a train that would go from Milwaukee to Green Bay. And really, it would originate in Chicago and go through Milwaukee, continuing to Green Bay with stops in Fond du Lac, Oshkosh, and Appleton. Now, everybody wants to know, what would it cost? Well, it's not cheap, as you might expect, but the taxpayers really aren't on the hook for this. So the train would run up to 3 times per day in each direction. Estimated travel time would be just south of 3 hours.
Like 2 hours, 50 minutes.
Yeah, there is an existing service line that's the Canadian National Railway, so that's the existing track. And
what are they going to do? Grease those tracks up and set them up for a passenger train?
Well, there would definitely need to be some construction, right, to tidy things up and make sure it can handle that kind of activity, because you're talking about an 80-mile train, 80-mile-per-hour train. So if the application goes through, the federal government would pay about $500,000 of the initial planning.
Right.
And then would also fund most, if not all, of the entire project. So those dollars remain to be seen how it would map out. But the idea would be to extend service due north from Milwaukee to Green Bay.
Well, there are people in other cities of Wisconsin that want to get places who don't have access to a car.
Sure.
And I think thus far it's just buses that are taking people around. And the travel time is a little bit long, but I've certainly, as a college student, I took the train from Chicago to Michigan. I used the train a lot, the Amtrak, because I didn't have a car.
The train is great. Get me on a train over a bus all day long. Mm-hmm. And again, I think this would be...
it sounds so modern. We haven't had it since 50 years.
I know. This would be full of people on game days. There's no doubt about that.
Don't you think?
The question is, would there be enough service,
daily.
The need for that kind of daily service in non-Packers season months.
In the summertime, right?
Specifically. Of course, there's reasons to go to Green Bay. There's the whole Titletown district. It's more of a destination now than ever, I would argue.
Yeah.
You've got training camp. There are certainly reasons to hop on the train, but I don't know how many people live in Milwaukee who commute. Now, you might argue that some who live in Oshkosh and Appleton commute to Green Bay for work.
Well, right.
As plenty go from Milwaukee to Chicago.
I mean, it just seems like we drag our feet a lot on anything that is, progress. Progress, yes, and not progressive because I know that word is igniting people these days. But progress. I mean, it'd be nice to connect these cities, but especially if you have the federal funds sitting there. Yeah, why wouldn't you utilize them?
We have a question on the text line. How close to the stadium? That's a great question. I really don't know. Right. But Rich Ryman's going to join us. He is in Green Bay. He writes for the Press-Gazette. He covers the business of the Packers specifically, but I think this is Packers related.
So he could talk about the potential economic benefits and impact to the region.
I think so. Absolutely. Keep in mind
elucidate.
Keep in mind the NFL draft is going to be in Green Bay in 2025, and I get the feeling there will be plenty staying in Milwaukee and making the trip up to Green Bay. Just one event to keep on the calendar. All right, what else do we have today?
Okay, moving on. A writer, activist, and of course, former First Lady passes away.
Yeah, Rosalind Carter, wife of former President Jimmy Carter, passed away Sunday, 96 years old. We reported here on WTMJ on Friday that she had gone into hospice. No ordinary First Lady, frequently sitting in on cabinet meetings. She even represented her husband in meetings with domestic leaders throughout his tenure as president. She left the White House in 1981, but really continued on as an advocate for mental health. She was the author of several books. She and her husband were awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1999.
She took the job of First Lady very seriously.
She did.
And my husband told me something, which I haven't been able to fact check, but I do believe it's true that, he saw it on the news, that Jimmy Carter joined hospice early so that he could be with her, which I thought was very dear.
Very interesting.
Sweet couple.
And finally,
a Thanksgiving week tradition unlike any other today at the White House.
Yeah, you got it. That's the turkey being pardoned, I think. President Joe Biden presided over the annual tradition. Liberty and Bell, two 40-plus pound turkeys, were spared.
I hereby pardon Liberty and Bell. Congratulations, birds. Let's remind ourselves that we're blessed to live in the greatest nation on this face of the earth. And today's ahead, our families and friends travel and come together to celebrate Thanksgiving. We can all give thanks for the gift that is our nation. So happy Thanksgiving. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
Yeah, it's kind of a time-honored tradition. The only thing that's being roasted are the turkeys, metaphorically speaking. A cornucopia of foul jokes, as you might expect, Amy.
Oh, I love me a pun. That was a good one.
Well, these were spared turkeys due to their extroverted behavior. Following the ceremony, Liberty and Bell will return to their home state of Minnesota.
I once covered a story at a turkey farm for Thanksgiving in Iowa, and literally 10,000 turkeys. They do everything in unison, and they turned all looking at me, and I figured they probably knew what was about to happen.
You thought that was it for you?
I really did.
They're ganging up.
I want out of here.
There's a lot of free-range turkeys around where we live for some reason, more so than I ever remember.
Where are all these turkeys coming from? They're talking to each other, definitely.
They're ganging up. Right, turkeys are going to rule the world before too long. Hey, coming up next, a rash of fires over the weekend has sparked some controversy and debate. The details, we're trying to get more information. The timing of the emergency certainly puts all sorts of stress on EMS crews. And what about the fires that have broken out at Northridge over the last several months? Police Chief Aaron Lipsky is going to join us on the other side as we seek more information on what happened over the weekend. 3:17 on WTMJ.
Looking for a fun family activity to get in the holiday spirit? Visit or volunteer for Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive in Grafton on Saturday, December 9th. It's a totally free event. Capco is dedicated to bringing communities together and has collected nearly 300,000 toys through Kids to Kids, and still counting. Join us in WTMJ for a celebration of giving and bring a new unwrapped toy to help children in need this holiday season. Support Kids to Kids. Visit kidstokidstoydrive.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here to talk to you a little bit about Town Bank. I've been with Town Bank for a very long time. Used to be with a different bank, a big bank here in Wisconsin. I didn't get the customer service that I needed, didn't have the banking solutions that my family counted on. Town Bank takes care of us big time. Do you check your bank account sometimes and feel like you aren't saving at all? This is a great example. At Town Bank, they view banking differently, and they actually want to see your savings grow. So they're saying, maybe don't do the savings account. They have amazing CD rates. You can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax and just watch it grow. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. It's Town Bank. Best customer service, philanthropic in your neighborhoods. Online presence is robust. It's real. I pay my bills online. I use the app all the time, rarely go into the actual bank. And at Town Bank, they've got me covered. They have the best systems, and they just make it easy. For more information, go to townbank.us. It's that easy. Best Bank, Wisconsin's bank. Town Bank. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. And by everything, we mean top products by your favorite brands. From Blackstone to Blue Buffalo, Carhartt to Cooper, Milwaukee to Muddy, Scott's to Science Diet, DeWalt, Levi's, Purina, Husqvarna, Goodyear, Rapala, Vortex, whew, and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Traffic sponsored by Roto-Rooter, the sewer and drain experts you've trusted for over 85 years.
Roto-Rooter can locate underground pipes without digging up your yard. Roto-Rooter keeps your pipes free of debris.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
GetRoto.net.
Traffic and weather, Wyatt's in for Deb today. Hey, Wyatt.
Hey, Greg, it is a wild scenes on 94 northbound as you head up towards the Marquette. This is around National Avenue. There is a silver car in the right lane, half on the shoulder, half in the right lane, and I swear I'm going to watch an accident on the cameras. It is causing a mess right now because it is not entirely blocking the right lane, so it's just trapping cars. At one point recently, there was a Dodge that pulled up next to it and was seeing if they needed to be okay. Law enforcement still not on the scene, and I'm worried this is going to turn into a bigger situation. Right now, it's just a disabled vehicle. Again, 94 northbound, but really something to watch out for if you're headed that way. It's right as the ramp comes in and makes it a 4-lane highway. Definitely something to watch out for there. And then the other slowdowns are on 43. Southbound from Brown Deer to downtown is a 20-minute ride now as it heads into our usual slowdowns. That's about a 10-minute delay. 43 northbound slow as well. Downtown to Brown Deer is a 15-minute ride. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy and breezy the rest of the day. Rain likely with a low of 40. Rain early tomorrow. A little windy as well with a high of 44. It's currently 45 degrees in Milwaukee at 321. Well, multiple fires throughout the city of Milwaukee over the weekend, and the timing of these blazes is significant. 11:20 in the morning, 11:27 a.m., and 12:53 p.m., putting significant stress on EMS units in the city, requiring the services of neighboring fire stations and crews to help put out the blazes and handle all of the damage. It's a dangerous time of year, no doubt about that. We welcome in Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky to the program. Hello, Chief Lipsky.
Hi, how are you doing today, Greg?
Doing well. My voice is trying to hang on. I think I'll make it through to the end of the show. I guess I want to first ask Chief Lipsky, do we have any more details about the incidents that occurred? I know the cause of at least 2 of those fires is still under investigation.
Yeah, we're still really looking into all 3 of them. I don't have any more specific information at this time. We really want to be sure, especially when we have a tragic loss of life, to get as much information as we can. And I don't know if most people are aware of it, but it's a very difficult process, and it isn't always ultimately met with a very clear answer at the end of it. That can be frustrating for people and most definitely for us as well.
You mean the fire investigation itself?
That's correct.
Yeah, so this 9-year-old girl was in this apartment with an elderly woman, is our understanding. And what was the circumstance?
Related to their relationship?
Yes, no, I think you encountered some conditions that made it even harder to battle the blaze.
I'm sorry, thank you. Yes, extremely overstocked with belongings and furniture and just a variety of different things. I think a lot of times it's referred to as hoarding. I'm always very hesitant to say that because I think it can have such a negative connotation. But I've had to push past that, and I have to say it because it absolutely slows our progress down getting through and into all of the spaces in a burning home to rescue a person who is living in those conditions. So while it is certainly not meant with any disrespect. People can live how they want to live. That's not my issue. My issue is my firefighters are put at extreme risk, crawling in these little aisles with flowing water and with fire and superheated gases all around them. It's an almost untenable atmosphere. But when we know we have people trapped inside, I'm fortunate enough to have firefighters that are going to really lay it out and give every last effort to try to rescue that life. I can't imagine or I can't describe enough for the listeners or for you what it is like to have zero visibility and to go into a space that is extremely, extremely tight that you have never been in before, with superheated gases pushing down on you, flames coming over piles of stuff around you, and you can't see where you're going or what your end target is, and you've got lives hanging in the balance. Thankfully, we had our regular first due engine and ladder truck company who did just a fantastic job at this fire, as did all the support companies, and it was a Herculean effort, and they got both of those individuals out, and I just got to say it's horrific. We've lost this young girl here yesterday, and it did not have to happen.
Chief, you've also been vocal about the recent fires at the Northridge property, a largely unsupervised area. It's ripe for vandalism. What needs to happen here and when?
Well, that's the interesting part, Greg, is I don't have a vote in what's going to happen. If I did, I would drive out there with a bulldozer myself. It would come down this afternoon. That's my vote. I'm absolutely done entertaining excuses and delays and this and that. There is no protection being afforded. I have my 7th Battalion is out on the northwest end of the city, and I have my personnel every day driving the circumference of that building and making note of, okay, what entrances have now been penetrated, what's been forced, what's been breached. And then we work in close concert with other city departments, Department of Neighborhood Services, DCD, et cetera. And then they go out and they handle all the board ups. But each one of those breaches represents another chance someone can get in there and get hurt or cause or start other fires that's now going to injure my firefighters or put them at tremendous risk. So I think I'm pretty plain spoken on my thoughts on this. Get rid of it.
So, Chief, wasn't it before a court? Isn't that where it stands? That the building was supposed to be it was purchased by a foreign group, right? And what's the status? And then does your voice matter in this, as it should?
Well, I mean, I'm thankful that it appears to have put a little bit of energy behind the effort of the court to move it along, and I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a real estate expert, and I certainly am not an expert on the two of those things when they collide. But I can tell you, I've learned an awful lot, and it is an incredibly complex scenario, particularly with folks from foreign countries who actually own the property. There appears to be very little anybody can force them to do. And that's the most frustrating part of all. So I am a part of the conversations. We've been meeting very regularly to discuss, what's next, what are we going to do next, and quite frankly, I've had it's probably the closest I've worked with some of our my neighboring or my peer departments in city government, because I don't know all of these ins and outs, but I do know this. The system is plainly not working as designed if we can just keep allowing this to go on. And we're over 2 decades in, and now, we just had our 7th fire in there inside of 15 months. I know that that's representative of a system that is not working as the average civilian, and certainly not as the fire chief would expect it would.
More details on the fires from over the weekend as they become available. We'll keep in touch with Milwaukee Police Chief Aaron Lipsky. Aaron, always great to connect with you, and have a great Thanksgiving with your family. We'll talk to you soon.
Greg?
Yes.
I'm the fire chief.
Fire chief. Oh, just said police. We'd like to give you another title
He knows
here.
that.
Chief, it's breaking news on the program today as I'm watching a police incident on our television here. My mind took myself to a
The
different
man
direction.
has many, many different places to have his attention.
Well,
so.
he's certainly capable. There's no doubt about that. We wish all those in law enforcement protecting our city, whether police, fire, we certainly appreciate you at all times of the year, especially during this time of the year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Greg.
Take care. Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky,
Yeah,
as
that-
we continue here on Wisconsin's
That's all right.
Afternoon News.
I was thinking about the hostage crisis too, so I actually didn't catch it. So
Sometimes you
thanks
see a
to
word
the
on
chief.
TV and then you say it out loud, whether you
yes,
intend
but thanks to
or
the
not.
chief for calling that to our
I'm a
attention.
professional most of the time. It's 3:29 on WTMJ.
Do you cringe when you look at your high school pictures? So much has changed. From your hair, today you might not have any, or maybe it's a completely different color. How about the innocence of your smile? We grow up and learn the world is bigger than we thought. It's the same with your money. Your views of wealth, legacy, and taxes have all grown up. Has your financial plan? At Annex Wealth Management, our team of tax experts can help you understand how your plan could improve. The Annex team will show you strategies that could help safeguard your wealth. And because we're fee-only fiduciaries, you won't have to put up with high-pressure sales or advice that isn't in your best interest. As you accumulate more wealth, there's a chance your tax pictures become more complex. The Annex Tax Smart Strategy Review will give you insights on your current tax plan and help build a framework to prioritize tax strategies. Take a proactive approach. Get an Annex Wealth Management Tax Smart Strategy Review. Visit annexwealth.com/taxsmart.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
When you're in pain, you're all ears to any and everybody telling you they can help you. And at Rejuvenex, we're one of them. And there are others. But the difference here is that in most cases, insurance covers the cost of our treatments, because our proprietary and powerful pain relief treatments are FDA approved. Others, like bioregenerative options, aren't covered by insurance because they're not FDA approved and considered experimental. At Rejuvenex, our treatments are precisely administered to where your pain lives, to cushion and lubricate your affected areas to deliver long-lasting pain relief, sometimes as long as 2 years before our next treatment is needed. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief. Really.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Almost dinner time. Time to get ready for it with Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. Pick it up wherever you like to shop. Festival Foods, Piggly Wiggly, Pick and Save, Woodman's, you name it. Sendix has a full line of Palermo's as well. Grab a Screamin' Sicilian, a Connie's, maybe an Urban Pie. Put one in the oven tonight. I'm telling you, everybody will be happy. Made in Wisconsin for over 55 years. They do it the right way, and you've got a lot of work to do later this week. Why not make it easy leading up to the holiday season and make it a Palermo's night? Easy and delicious. It's Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm Wyatt Barmore Pooley. Your top story, a lockdown over. And now let's take a look at the roads. And I've been stressing out this whole time watching this on the DOT cameras. That silver car is still in the right lane on 94 northbound. And as we head up towards the Marquette, It is right around National Avenue, and it's half in, half out of the lane. Like I said, still no sheriffs on scene. It's still stuck there, and cars are still going past it very fast. So that's something to make sure you keep an eye out for so we don't have that end up as a bigger accident. The only other slowdowns we're keeping an eye on is 43. Northbound from downtown to Brown Deer Road is about an 18-minute ride now. That's a 7-minute delay. 43 southbound, pretty much the same. It is a 19-minute ride. That is an 8-minute delay from Brown Deer into downtown. See something on the roads we should know about? Call the WTMJ HallMazda.com traffic tip line, 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's Season of Inspiration. That's your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Tonight's weather, we're going to have cloudy and breezy skies, rain likely a low of 40, rain early tomorrow, maybe around a half inch, a high of 44. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a lockdown at Franklin High School lifted earlier this morning. It was in a full lockdown. Other classes or other schools in Franklin able to continue classes in a secured hold. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports that the lockdown was due to a potential threat involving a student. Franklin police say they've completed a full sweep of the building. Nothing found. They did not find the male student they were looking for anywhere on campus. Shots fired causing hours of delay in Waukesha County earlier today. 94 eastbound closed for 2 hours as law enforcement investigated a shooting near Moreland Road. Waukesha County Sheriff's Office say they received a call saying somebody pointed a firearm at them and shot their car. No injuries reported. It's not confirmed yet whether it was fired from another vehicle or not. No motive for the shooting has been released. And an update to a manhunt stemming from a pair of Milwaukee shootings over the weekend. Officers from the Milwaukee Police Tactical Enforcement Unit locating the suspect Karan Roby on South 13th Street in Oak Creek. The suspect was taken into custody. Charges are now being referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's offices. One of those shootings was fatal. I'm Wyatt Barmar-Pooley, Sighting Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 3:34.
This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
Marco, the meteorologist, predicts an El Nino winter. What does that mean? Marco says we might have more snow. Or maybe not. It might be colder than normal. Or maybe not. Can you believe he gets paid to make these prognostications? Well, the weather wizards at Mr. Holland's Home Services are here with the real forecast. After analyzing air mass and determining dew points, we predict with 100% accuracy that this winter is going to winter. Regardless of how low the temperature goes or how high the snow blows, it's going to get cold. And that means a furnace is definitely in your forecastable future. Mr. Holland's crew can tune up or repair your current furnace, or we can install a brand new, high-efficient comfort system with 0% financing for up to 24 months with approved credit. Take that, Marco. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If your furnace is under the weather, we can help.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Our production department really kicked it into gear this season, and we finished before we thought we would. And we'd like to keep our people working until the snow flies, so we're going to offer a discount. Now, a lot of discounts you hear about, they're just off an already inflated rate that ends up right in the same slot as everybody else. In this case, because we're past our break-even point, we can offer a real discount. And here it is. We can afford to take 10% off your roofing project if you call and sign up before the end of the year. If we can't get to it because the weather turns south on us, we'll still hold your price for next year. And this isn't some fugazi discount. It's 10% off what our pricing would normally be. It's for roofs only, and it expires at the end of the year. So take advantage of a nice discount on top quality workmanship from good people who care. We're Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Kick off your holiday season this year with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and one of Santa's most famous magical helpers, Buddy. That's right, Elf in Concert comes to the Bradley Symphony Center November 24th through the 26th, when Yaniv Denur leads the MSO in John Debney's delightful score, as Jon Favreau's hilarious and heartwarming film is projected across the screen. Call the MSO box office for tickets now at 414-291-7605 or visit mso.org. Santa may come once a year, but an experience like Elf in Concert may only come once in a lifetime. Don't miss this opportunity to experience fun for the whole family when the MSO presents Elf in Concert live with orchestra November 24th through the 26th. Visit MSO.org for tickets or call 414-291-7605.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Well, conditions remain dire in Gaza as war rages on. Humanitarian crisis is spiraling. Ambulances evacuating premature babies from Gaza's hospital have arrived in Egypt. Medical professionals waiting with incubators to take them into care. Meanwhile, the United States and Qatar have given upbeat assessments on the negotiations surrounding hostages held by Hamas, and the opportunity to free as many as 200 plus is on the table, but has reached a, quote, very sensitive stage, according to those covering, including M. Wynn of ABC, who joins us. Em, what is the latest here? We're kind of waiting for the next step in the process here. Is this a matter of days or hours before hostages are released?
Yeah, it's not clear exactly the timeline in which we could see some hostages released. It could be in a matter of hours or days. That's the hope, right? So we know the Biden administration says securing the release of hostages is their top priority. But, you know, these negotiations are very fragile. It's to free some of the more than 200 people believed to still be held by Hamas militants in Gaza. And as you mentioned, the White House says that it has reached a very sensitive stage, that some of the disagreements that is preventing a deal from moving forward has narrowed being their word. So that is good news. It suggests that Israel and Hamas are close to an agreement on a U.S. brokered deal and that a breakthrough could come soon. But as of right now, it's not clear exactly how many hostages would be freed. We know there are sticking points for either side. Hamas wants a full ceasefire. They want the release of Palestinians and from prisons across Israel, and they want fuel delivered to Gaza hospitals. Now, Israel says they are taking a hard line. They don't want to see a ceasefire at all until all captives are released. So the last we heard, this is the detail of the negotiation, is that the U.S. is trying to release 50 hostages, and that includes some Americans, in exchange for a multi-day ceasefire and the potential of the release of some Palestinians in Israeli jails. And that deal would release dozens of women and children held by Hamas.
So, Em, it sounds like this is being negotiated, where you kind of built out an a la carte menu of things that Gaza is looking for. Could one of those things yield a certain number of hostages?
That's exactly right. So with all of these sticking points, in the end, the deal is in hopes from the U.S., is what we've heard from officials, is that they would secure the release of 50 hostages. And that number is only based on the number of women and children who are estimated to be held by Hamas right now. So essentially, the deal would release women and children, and that number comes out to be 50. But that means there's still going to be more than 150 hostages still in Hamas or still in Hamas hold in Gaza. So this conversation about hostages will continue, and the conversation about a ceasefire will continue as well.
Do these negotiations strike you as being intense? It's such a tense situation right now with all parties involved. I would imagine there's a high degree of urgency, especially in America, to get this done.
Yeah, absolutely. There's urgency because of several different factors. Remember last week, the IDF said they recovered 2 bodies of female hostages near the largest hospital in Gaza. It was a 65-year-old grandmother, and then it was a 19-year-old soldier. And essentially, those recent discoveries are said to be adding urgency to this hostage situation. We have heard from Hamas, who denied killing those hostages, but the IDF says, yes, they did. And they have this tunnel shaft that's underneath the civilian infrastructure of the hospital that they are holding their hostages and holding ammunition. So the situation is growing even more dire. That also paired with the humanitarian situation that's happening in Gaza right now, where fuel and supplies, little of it is being able to cross the border into Gaza, and that's just making it more difficult for the civilians that are in Gaza right now. And that's only going to get worse. It's going to get colder, it's going to get wetter, and it's going to be more difficult for the people who are displaced in Gaza. And that's going to be affecting the way the U.S. is going to be putting a lot of pressure on Israel to figure out a deal and get the hostages out so they can continue their so Israel can continue what they want to in terms of trying to crush Hamas, which is their words.
Continuing story here as we watch developments here on WTMJ. Em Nguyen joining us with the latest from ABC. Em, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's just a disaster of a situation to continue. So I mentioned at the start of this, Amy, ambulances are taking premature babies from Gaza's hospital to Egypt. And there's no electricity. There's no incubation.
You could see the Egyptians standing at the border with incubators right by their sides, outside, waiting for these babies to arrive. It's really, it's actually something that makes you feel physically ill. And also, as far as these hostages are concerned, women and children, but what about all the men? I mean, what about the 150 others? And are we going to keep going through this negotiation like piecemeal, but person by person? It's really disturbing.
I know, and I hate. I don't mean to be flip, but it's like an a la carte menu. Like, well, we'll give you this if you give us 50 hostages. Right. We'll do this for 50 more. It's just that's part of the negotiating that is happening here. You hate to see it come to that, but that's where we are.
Yeah, not much in the way of humanity, does it feel like?
No.
Right. Yeah.
Not at all. 3:43 on WTMJ. We'll keep you updated on this story as it develops. Could be later this week where the hostages are released. Could be a matter of hours as negotiations continue. President Biden saying it feels like it's getting closer, according to the president. It's 3:43 on WTMJ.
Missing the playoffs in 92, some thought it was the then in 97.
The Packers are going to enjoy the fruit and the Lombardi Trophy.
And in 2011.
The Lombardi Trophy is coming home.
Now with a new soundtrack to the season. It's officially the season of love. Catch Green Bay Game Day, pre and post game, all season long, right here on WTMJ.
Hey, Wisconsin, Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Hey, it's time to gear up with confidence this winter in a new all-wheel drive equipped Chevy, Buick, or GMC. You could also explore the peace of mind benefits and value of a GM-certified pre-owned model. All you have to do is connect with Team Holiday and find that vehicle that is right for you. The year-end sale is going on. That means great offers. You'll get more for your trade. The experience of Team Holiday's simplified buying approach will delight you. They're amazing people. They run an amazing business. Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Connect with them and experience what I've experienced. Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer, Buick Dealer of the Year, all according to 2022 Zone sales records. Why not navigate today's car market with some confidence? Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Find it at Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
A strong retirement plan should go beyond investments and savings. Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal, founder of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. We know that you have sacrificed to build the life for the ones you love. Now let us help you prepare to get the most out of your lifetime of hard work for both you and your family. For over 35 years, our team of nationally recognized fiduciary advisors have helped clients manage and preserve their wealth. Our focus on retirement gives you the experience you need to preserve your principal, grow your retirement income, and pass it on to your heirs or donate to the causes you care about most. When you have $750,000 or more in retirement assets, you know that every decision matters in your path to retirement. Now is the time to make one more smart decision. Call Kowal Investment Group today at 262-522-4040. That's 262-522-4040. Or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your complimentary, no-obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Learn more about Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options. Visit harwoodplace.org or call to schedule a tour.
Another look at the roads. Wyatt's in for Deb today. How are we looking, Wyatt?
Well, I got good news, Greg. They've cleared that silver car from 94 northbound, so everything is running smoothly now as you head up into the Marquette. We are also seeing some improvements on 43 both ways. 43 northbound is pretty much back to normal, a smooth ride. 43 southbound from Brown Deer to downtown is a 23-minute ride right now. That is about a 12-minute delay, but it looks like most of those slowdowns are concentrated up between Silver Spring and Capitol. It looks like once you head down closer to the Marquette, you're going to have a better time of it. And 94 westbound is seeing some slowdowns as you head right into the Marquette interchange. I'm Wyatt Barmar-Pooley with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Might see some rain moving in a little bit later tonight. You're going to have a low of about 40 degrees. 44 your high tomorrow. Expect some rain in the morning. It's 44 degrees in Milwaukee at 347. Greg Matzik and Amy Taylor with you till 5:30 tonight. Bucks basketball takes over in the nation's capital. It's the Bucks and Wizards tonight at 5:30. You ever played a good game of Would You Rather?
I mean, it's been a while, but yes.
It's been a minute?
Yes, it's been a minute, but
Okay.
apparently I'm playing it today.
So a game of Would You Rather might simply be, Amy, would you rather microwave all your meals for 1 full year or eat sand for breakfast 1 time? Would you rather, right? You have to make up your mind.
Right. I can do that.
Do you have an answer to that question?
Definitely microwaving.
Okay. Me too, because at least I'm eating something that I would enjoy.
Right.
All right. Well, I thought as we approach Thanksgiving, why not dip into an opportunity for a side hustle version of Would You Rather?
I'm afraid.
All right, Amy. $2,500 with the price of Thanksgiving going up and the holiday season upon us. We know that Americans are going to spend on average about $950 on Christmas shopping alone.
Oh, that's Christmas. Okay.
Just Christmas.
You told me we weren't going to Christmas, but okay.
Well, I'm bridging the holidays together, as you
Right.
clearly have at the Taylor household.
Totally.
So you might want to engage in a little side hustle.
Okay.
To put a little jingle jangle in your pocket.
To just get a little change.
So you're going to get $2,500, but you have to pick how that $2,500 is going to come to you. And these are true options. These are real options available for you.
These weren't just crazy things that you came up with?
Well, they're crazy, but I didn't just come up with them. Pestinformer.com. Hello. Got any issues with pests at the Taylor household?
I mean, on a current basis, I actually have a pest company that is on retainer. They come out to help me.
Here's the headline. You can make $2,500 to be a cockroach treatment tester.
Why?
Here at Pest Informer, we are obsessed with pest control, but also being at the cutting edge of pest control. We have over 20 years in the industry working as pest control technicians and owning our pest control companies. We know a thing or two about getting rid of pests. So here's what they're going to do.
I'm so grossed out already.
They are going to award or give $2,500 to one homeowner for release of 100 American cockroaches into your house. They're going to set them free. Let them run amok in your
they're
house.
American cockroaches? Is that like a certain variety?
Yeah, I don't know if you don't want the Brazilian ones, but the American ones are okay. Like, are some albino? Like, I have no idea.
This is horrifying.
I looked up American
No.
cockroach. It looked pretty standard
Yeah.
to me. Standard
Yes.
roach.
Have you ever lived anywhere where there's been roaches?
No, but I once was at a hotel where
Okay.
one came out of the drain, and I was freaked out.
Okay, right. I've lived in Los Angeles, and almost like every place at some point has roaches.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's so disgusting.
So pestinformer.com is going to hire one household to allow the release of these cockroaches. Now, there are some rules. You have to own your home or at least have written approval from a homeowner. You must be 21 years old or older to qualify. You must live in the continental United States. Sorry, Alaska. Sorry, Hawaii.
And you're getting $2,500 cash in my choice. That's what I'm getting.
At the end of the study, if the cockroach infestation hasn't been eliminated, we'll use traditional cockroach treatment options at no cost to you. So in other words, if our stuff doesn't work and you've made $2,500 because of our plan,
right,
we got your back. We'll get those things out of there.
This seems like really the opposite of good advertising. What?
They say we contemplated doing this study in 2022, but we had legal issues with our legal team, and the EPA worried about the environmental impacts of the study. This is why we're searching for only one household instead of a more nationwide kind of thing.
Okay, so you open your doors and they release the cockroaches.
There we go, guys. Have a good time.
I mean, I definitely don't want that. I mean, what's the choice?
You don't fancy yourself a cockroach treatment tester?
Absolutely not. Would you go for that?
Well, here's your other option.
Right. This does play an important part.
The Ho-Ho Holiday Movie Dream Job.
Okay.
CableTV.com is looking for their 2023 Chief of Cheer to ring in the holiday season. Here's how it works. They find one person via application, which is online. You will get a cash prize of $2,500. They will supply you with 1 year's subscription to 7 streaming services: Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Max, Apple TV Plus,
Well, you're kind of talking my language now.
and Hallmark Movies Now. Here's the job.
Okay.
For $2,500,
Yes.
you must, in a 25-day span, watch 25 holiday movies and keep track of each movie you watch and rank according to category.
Wait, you just said holiday.
Holiday. So anything Hallmark
So-
during the holidays. Home Alone.
Oh, but it has to be Hallmark?
No.
Okay.
It could
'Cause
be
that matters.
Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. It could be The Grinch That Stole Christmas.
This is like the greatest job ever.
You have to rank the movies in
Rank-
categories
okay.
in nostalgia, heartwarming storytelling, and
Okay.
holiday cheer. In addition, they ask you rank each of the 7 included streaming services for their factors. Ease of use, any issues with the service, good selection of holiday films, and so on.
Right.
So they're going to give you all the streaming opportunities to watch these 25 movies in 25 days, and you have to essentially become a movie critic and then also rate the streaming service.
Well, what's the downside to that? That sounds awesome.
That's a better $2,500 than cockroach treatment tester?
Yeah, I mean, are you even close on this decision?
I'm thinking it's a lot closer than...
Because you are such a Grinch that you can't have holiday cheer for 25 straight days? or
Not
whatever?
that. I don't know if I can commit my attention for 25 straight days to 25 holiday movies during this time of year.
Right, $100 a movie.
I'd be bored out of my mind watching
You don't-
Bridget Jones' Diary and Elf.
Stop that language.
Although I think I might dive into Die Hard, which is on the list.
Okay,
Because we all know that is a Christmas movie.
It was right, such a heartwarmer. But there's so many good ones on there. What about Love Actually? That's
Love
like
Actually?
one of the most popular movies of all time.
Well, this is just a personal list of favorites to get you started. Beauty and the Beast, Are We There Yet?
What is Are We There Yet?
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. A Muppet Christmas Carol.
I think it sounds great. That's a little annoying, but okay.
Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Okay,
The
no.
Polar Express is
But
on
it's
the
still
list.
$2,500 versus cockroaches, and you're picking the roaches? Are you really that Grinchy?
I didn't say I was
Are you
picking the roaches.
Are you a bad mood person?
I just said it was a little closer than one would ordinarily
yeah,
think.
I understand because when you say holiday cheer, it starts to get annoying, right?
My mind goes to Hallmark. So now they have I didn't know this existed. I was digging on the Hallmark thing.
Right.
There's actually like a Hallmark labeled wine. Like if you really want to get down and soak in the season and watch these Hallmark movies, they actually have a wine that you could drink.
Do you know what I love
You could
about
drink
the
any
Hallmark
wine, but-
movies is the absolutely original plot lines.
Oh,
they're
fascinating.
And it's pretty typical. You can pretty much predict how the people are going to look, too.
You find it to be that simple?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I find it to be that simple and boring. But
So
the
there
other
you
day,
go.
when this whole hostage thing was going out of control, I thought, I'm just going to Hallmark. And I put it on the background, and it soothes my soul.
And that's why your Christmas lights are up before Thanksgiving. Right?
Not one of those people, but maybe I am.
It all just sort of
I think
fuses
you're
together.
getting me. Yeah. It's all fusing together.
So here you go. If you're interested, cabletv.com, fill out an application. I think applications are due by December 1st. So that'll get you in.
Well, was this your thing? Like you're sitting around going, this is the choice? Wait, where does the choice come from? The cable TV company?
cabletv.com.
Yeah, but and they offer the roaches versus are they?
Oh, no, they're not doing both. These
Okay.
are separate.
Okay.
Separate side hustles.
I figured, but just want to be clear.
But both are application based. So go to cabletv.com for the ho-ho holiday movie dream job, or the Pest Informer to be a cockroach treatment tester.
I just, I mean, if you had a really bad cockroach problem, what would you care about more cockroaches?
Those with an eye on the bottom line this holiday season, we are here to inform.
Just add some roaches.
356 on WTMJ.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love my dogs, Bella and Baxter, an important part of our family. They're kind of like kids sometimes, and like kids, they weren't always listening, but I've got it figured out now. Thanks to Matt and his teams at Sit Means Sit Dog Training, our dogs are better behaved. They don't bark as much. They just listen better. They're happy, confident, obedient. Our house is a better house. Sit Means Sit Dog Training turned it around for us. Let them do the same for you. You can start with a free consultation. The website is sitmeanssitwaukesha.com. Sitmeanssitwaukesha.com.
Thanksgiving road trip ahead? Get your car ready at Griffin. For just $179.95, we'll change your oil, inspect and rotate your tires, replace your air filter, give it a complete multi-point inspection, check the battery, and make sure your heat is toasty warm. Griffin, your Thanksgiving travel partner.
The holiday season is right around the corner. Give the gift that's hard to wrap, but easy to give. Give them a Steel. Visit your local Steel dealer or go to steelusa.com/gift guide.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Amtrak next year will add a second train service linking the Twin Cities and Chicago by way of Milwaukee. That means new train stops are being added in the stations in Sturtevant and Milwaukee Mitchell Airport. The Alley Boys restaurant in Milwaukee is expanding with a second location on North Farwell Avenue next year. The breakfast and lunch spot is consolidating its bagel baking ops on Farwell and also will have tables for diners. Ben & Jerry's will open an ice cream scoop shop on North Broadway in Milwaukee's 3rd Ward. Expect Sundays, frozen yogurt, and some shop-only flavors not found in stores. This is Sean Ryan with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Business headline sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
The Pfister Hotel is proud to announce a series of renovations now underway that will elevate its guest experience with added elegance, approachable sophistication, and modern amenities that will blend effortlessly with the Pfister's iconic charm. With fully renovated ballrooms and meeting spaces, all new guest rooms in the historic tower, and exciting enhancements to the lobby and other common areas, all phases of this plan are expected to be completed by spring 2024. Milwaukee may have plenty of wonderful hotels, but make no mistake, there is only one Pfister Hotel.
At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. After all, we've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude, others a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews your portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions free from sales commissions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. As a fee-only fiduciary, that's our story. Head to annexwealth.com.
Small business owners can make a little of anything go a long way.
It's true. My bakery is made up of a little sugar, spice, and edible glitter.
Well, that's why U.S. Cellular is offering small businesses lines for as little as $19.99, plus $300 off any phone.
That's great. A little does go a long way. Unless we're talking sprinkles, everyone always needs more sprinkles.
Oh, of course. Get lines for $19.99 plus $300 off any phone today. U.S. Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Rich Lawns.
Traffic sponsored by Roto-Rooter, the sewer and drain experts you've trusted for over 85 years.
Who should you call when you have a clog? Bathtub, kitchen sink, laundry tub. Trust Roto-Rooter for all your clog needs.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
GetRoto.net.
Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator.
Active. Washington is filled with some real wizards, all right.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through once again.
All right. The basketball team. It's the Bucks and the Wizards. With our coverage of the game starting tonight at 5:30 on your home of the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Your top story, a fatal fire fuels community grief.
I'm Amy Taylor. Shots fired on the freeway.
I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, and we've got some slowdowns on 43 in two places. This is 43 southbound from Brown Deer to downtown. A 20-minute ride overall to get from Brown Deer to downtown. You're going to see those brake lights mostly between Silver Spring Drive and then down past Capitol. And then it's smooth sailing mostly, but then when you get right into the Marquette interchange headed on to where you can get on 794, you're going to see some more brake lights there. Starting to slow down on 41 southbound from around Silver Spring down past Capitol. And we're also seeing some brake lights on 94 in the Menominee Valley, both ways, mostly on 94 westbound is where you'll see those brake lights. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy, breezy tonight, rain likely with a low of 40 degrees. That rain will hang out tomorrow morning. with a high of 44. It's 45 degrees in Milwaukee at 4:02. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, investigation is underway after a 9-year-old girl was killed and an elderly woman placed in critical condition after a fire on Milwaukee's northwest side Sunday. A resident of the apartment tells TMJ4 News.
No Thanksgiving dinner, no Christmas, and now they're all displaced, and that, it kind of chokes you up.
Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky says crews encountered hoarding conditions, which initially hampered the ability to fight the fire. The blaze was one of 3 Milwaukee fire crews battled in an hour and a half on Sunday.
Shots fired, causing hours of delay in Waukesha County.
94 eastbound closed for 2 hours as a number of law enforcement agencies investigated a shooting near Moreland Road. The Waukesha County Sheriff's Office says that just after 6:30 this morning, they received a call from a driver. That caller saying somebody pointed a gun at them and fired a single shot, hitting their vehicle. No injuries reported from the incident. It's not confirmed whether the shot was from another vehicle, and no motive for the shooting has been released. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Retail Dollar General agrees to pay more than $800,000 to the state after overcharging Wisconsin consumers for items on store shelves.
A price verification check of Dollar Generals across Wisconsin earlier this year revealed over 600 items were more expensive than officially listed, on average 17% higher. Wisconsin law requires that merchants using electronic price scanner systems refund at least the difference between the posted price and the price charged at the point of sale. In a statement, Dollar General says they've made changes to prevent future violations, including internal price accuracy checks at every store in Wisconsin at least once every 45 days. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Watch for the Greendale High School Marching Band on Thanksgiving morning. Nearly 200 band members already in New York today, preparing for the Macy's Day Parade.
Drumline, who's the heart and soul of the band?
We are! Yeah!
But you'll be dazzled by the dancers and the color guard as they perform music from The Lion King. Color guard head Tammy Reifenberg says they have to be ready for any weather, even rain.
We're bringing practice flags, so we'll have 2 sets there, so we should be good. And they're really good at spinning in the wet weather, so we'll be all right.
Thanksgiving in the Big Apple now looks sunny with a high of 53 degrees. Vince Vitrano, WTMJ News.
Well, the Packers signed veteran running back James Robinson to the practice squad and Patrick Taylor to the active roster. Packers lost 2 running backs, including Aaron Jones, during yesterday's win over the Chargers and faced the Lions in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. And the Bucs take the floor tonight against the Wizards in the nation's capital. Coverage gets underway at 5:30.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Thomas Hood wrote a poem titled No. It ends with, no shade, no shine, no butterflies, no bees, no fruits, no flowers, no leaves, no birds, November. Sounds like he lived here. Is your home ready for November? Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best home defense contractor, has been imploring you for years to get and keep your home protected against Wisconsin's weather, especially winter. November is the overture to winter. Call Siding Unlimited now before the polar vortex lady sings her chilling song through your doors, windows, roofs, and siding. Siding Unlimited is the best installer with the best products to mute vortex's screech. America's best products, Pella and Sunrise Window, Certainteed Roofing, LP SmartSide Siding, and others identify Siding Unlimited as Wisconsin's best installer. You just need to contact them. Go to sidingunlimited.com and change it to no drafts, no chills, no excess heating bills, November. sidingunlimited.com.
Why wait for Black Friday when you can save every day? Hasseless Mattress introduces Black Friday Plus. We've gone rogue and activated Black Friday deals through December 4th on Sealy Posturepedic, Beautyrest, CertaPerfect Sleeper, and more. You get the everyday, way low Hasseless price, plus additional savings, plus free next day delivery, plus free memory foam pillows on select mattresses. Get a Queen CertaPerfect Sleeper Oakmont A mattress. Other stores sell it for $14.99, but our Black Friday Plus price is just $8.88, plus 2 free Remy memory foam pillows. Other stores sell the King Sealy Posturepedic Golden Acres A for $17.99, but you can get it now for just $10.95. Plus the free memory foam pillows. Big savings on Beauty Rest too. And employee-free, hassle-free showrooms. Not just on Black Friday, but every day. Black Friday Plus, today at Hasselist Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hasselist.com.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health has Medicare Advantage plans that give you $25 a month back towards your Medicare Part B premium? That's $300 a year back in your pocket. Isn't that great? Call 833-7-NETWORK to learn more today. Network Health Medicare Advantage plans include PPO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Network Health Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal. Certain restrictions apply to the Part B giveback. Visit networkhealth.com/Medicare/extra benefits for details.
Searching for the perfect holiday gift? Look no further than Fox World Travel and give the gift of travel this holiday season. We're proud to partner with the world's finest travel companies, including Apple Vacations, Globus, Avalon Waterways, Holland America, Princess, Royal Caribbean, Delta Vacations, Disney, and more. From ocean cruises to river cruises and guided tours to beach getaways, your dream vacation starts with Fox World Travel. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Happy holidays from Fox World Travel, where dream vacations begin.
Well, changing question. Are you keeping as much of your investment gains as possible? High taxes can erode returns quickly, so you need a tax-optimized portfolio. At Creative Planning, our money managers and specialists work together to make sure your portfolio and wealth are managed in a tax-efficient manner. It's what you keep that really matters. Why not give your wealth a second look? Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's Greg Matzek.
Happy Thanksgiving Day week. I guess we can call it that, gearing up for the holiday season.
I feel like people are taking off more than ever. Like it used to be that you worked up until when? Do you remember this, sort of thing from your childhood? Like everyone was working up until Wednesday night. And then it was freedom on Thursday. But now it's like, hey, I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, too.
Yeah, I think we have to scramble a little bit in our household because our daughters have off on Wednesday and then the Monday after Thanksgiving, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, that's unusual. Is that a public school?
It is. So they're part of the Hamilton School District, the Sussex Hamilton District. Some will have like a day of school and then off Tuesday, Wednesday. I know some private schools are off all week.
Yes.
Which is a thing.
Yes.
And at a college, I think it's just based upon the university. But yeah, it's a thing.
Right.
So more people on the roads, we know that. We also know more deer are out there because there are fewer hunters.
It's like literally like a graveyard between here and Madison with deer. It's just deer everywhere, dead, all over the road.
So there is one stretch, which is fairly close to my house, that if it's dark outside, I do my best to avoid. It's a 1 mile stretch of road. And
it's the Great Migration.
It's just kind of wooded without a lot of lights, right? So, I mean, it's just connection of woods to woods across the road. So, I mean, it's ripe for deer to cross.
Right.
And my usual thought is if you see one, there's probably another.
For sure.
It's not always the case, but that's the assumption running in my head.
Definitely
that we're not done with the deer just because I see one is hopped over the road.
They're traveling together.
So I try to avoid that stretch of road because it's just not very well lit. I often see deer, and it's a problem. So you've got this rising deer population. You have fewer hunters. It seems like more and more deer in rural areas and in residential areas.
Oh, for sure. And they go after my garden. I'm just going to put it out there.
Right.
I'm just like, and now they don't care if you look at them or you yell at them or you try to scare. They're just like, whatever. And they turn at you and it's like the exchange of foul language. They don't care about that either.
I would pay money to see you yell at a deer. Or any sort of waterfowl.
I'll do it for you. Yeah. Yeah, right. But seriously. I'm not kidding about that. Going out and going like, hey, they don't care anymore.
So fall brings everything from the harvest to the cooler temperatures and the increase in traffic accidents due to our friend the deer. Debbie Loziga takes a look back and gives you some helpful tips.
It's buck season. No, not that type of bucks. The kind that jump in front of your car on rural roads. That's right, it's the deer rut. And the DNR's Jeff Pritzel says there's a reason it all happens at once.
That means all of the fawns will be born at relatively narrow window in the spring. And so by having them all born at about the same time, they overwhelm the predators that may want to eat the fawns. And so that ensures a lot of them survive. And that all starts this time of the year by having the does all bred at relatively short window.
Now, this is not the DNR doing this. This is all Ma Nature taking the helm. So right around this time, a few things happen.
The deer will be spending more time on their feet during daylight hours, moving around, feeding up to get ready for winter. But they're also losing some of their cover when the cornfields are harvested, and so they're more exposed. And then it starts to become a 24/7 thing for a couple of weeks.
And of course, let's call it continuation of the species.
The male deer, the bucks, have one thing on their mind in late October and early November, so they're less cautious, which means they're also less cautious about running out in front of us in the highway.
So yeah, they're not the smartest animals in the world, and sprinkle in a little bit of libido, and all thoughts of self-preservation go out the proverbial window.
Most importantly, it's just stay vigilant and watching the shoulders of the road in a defensive driving strategy and being ready to slow down without losing control of the vehicle as quickly as possible.
Which means you have to keep your head on a swivel until after Thanksgiving.
So yeah, this is where not just in the peak deer crossing areas and at the peak hours of dawn and dusk, you need to be more vigilant about watching for deer, all day.
Debbie Laziga, WTMJ News.
Yeah, you got to pay attention. Deer aren't really the smartest things in the world. What animal is trying to cross the street? I do have a note on the test line saying, "Hey, why don't the deer just cross at the deer crossing signs?" And I have lobbied for this for years.
Oh, I so support that.
Just find the sign and cross. Why is this so hard?
I do. Every time I see those signs, I think, how do you know they're going to cross there? You don't.
Exactly. So I think there are fewer hunters, just according to licenses and stories that I've been able to read. I was in Madison over the weekend, though, and at the Badger game, and it felt like not as robust a crowd. Maybe it's because the Badgers just aren't that great this season, but not as robust a crowd for a night game. Right. And I'm talking about the restaurants, the bars, at the game. Mm-hmm. Typically in Madison, there's a different sort of hunting going on if you're at the bars, if you know what I'm saying. So that didn't seem to be as...
a different kind of rut.
...as strong as perhaps in a normal weekend. So keep that in mind as the gun deer hunt season continues. Thank you, Deb, for that. 4th and 16, Jason Wilde joins us to talk Thanksgiving traditions, Thanksgiving football, Packers football, after this on WTMJ.
Wisconsin's Morning News.
Somewhat in defense of the school district here, they have a process that they go through, and some things are going to be in the library and some things aren't.
Listen to Vince Vetrano every weekday starting at 6 a.m.
There's a little bit of hypocrisy here, probably. But I bet you 9 out of 10 of them, if not 10 out of 10, have put in the hands of their children, who are teenagers, maybe as young as 6th grade, the most powerful human communications device ever created, where you have access to everything that has ever been said, written, or done in the history of humankind, good, bad, or otherwise.
Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. The teams I trust to take care of the water to protect my family are Guthrie and Fry. They've provided expert advice, quality service, and reliable water since 1974. What really sets them apart is their level of customer service before, during, and after the transaction. They're going to take care of you like they take care of me. Owners Sue and Rob are well known and very generous in the local community. They will take care of all your water needs. GuthrieFryWater.com.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Garage door broke. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis. Need a new garage door. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new CHI maintenance-free garage door. In fact, a recent study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%, ranking #1 among all home improvement projects. To see our huge selection of doors, come visit us at our Brookfield location or view our online showroom at GuysDoors.com. We have everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, call Geis at 262-784-4250 or visit us online at GuysDoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Set your independence in motion. It starts with PACE at Community Care. The program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, also known as PACE, offers complete medical and long-term care services. A team of dedicated healthcare professionals coordinates all aspects of care to support independent living as long as possible. Learn more about a community that cares. Visit joinpacewi.com or call 833-900-PACE. That's joinpacewi.com or call 833-900-PACE.
Traffic and weather. We'll take another look at the roads. Wyatt is in for Deb. Hey, Wyatt.
Hey, Greg. We're going sort of back and forth. We're ping-ponging a little bit on whether we're seeing delays or mostly smooth sailing. Right now, 43 southbound looks like it's looking a little bit better. Currently only an 18-minute ride from Brown Deer to downtown. You're still going to see most of those slowdowns between Silver Spring and Capitol, but it looks like you'll be moving a bit better during that process. Into the Marquette, though, honestly, that still is a tough one. No accident reported, but right as you approach the Marquette, 43 southbound is pretty slow. 94 westbound still slow through the stadium, and 41 southbound is slow as you approach Capitol. BRI's on the roads report at incidents to the WTMJ HallMazda.com traffic tip line. That's 414-238-9329. And you can visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's Season of Inspiration. I'm Wyatt Barmar-Pooley with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rain likely this evening, going to be breezy as well with a low of 40 degrees. Up to 44 tomorrow. Morning rain expected. It's 45 degrees in Milwaukee at 418.
It's time for Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
And we say good afternoon to Jason Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year. Does great work in the Wisconsin State Journal, and he joins us every Monday. Happy Thanksgiving week to Wilde. Hey, Jason.
Greg, I don't even know where to begin. First of all, Debbie's piece on the deer population was outstanding. Great insight from the DNR. Little disappointed to hear Amy is cursing at the deer in her garden, though.
Somewhat embarrassing.
I take a different approach. I'm a big believer in karma. So we live in the city of Green Bay, but we're in kind of a wooded area, and so we have deer all the time. And in Brown County, you are allowed to put deer food out, and so we have a little tiny trough, and we fill it up with corn, and they come and visit on a daily basis. And my theory was, with all the driving I do getting Maddie to the Milwaukee Ballet School and all the time I spend on I-43, if I'm giving kindness to the deer back home, they're going to stay out of my way on the highway. That's my hope.
I think there is a very underdeveloped storyline developing with you, Jason, and that is how friendly the Wildes are with animals. I mean, you got cats running around. You've got dogs. You're feeding deer on the patio. I'm sure squirrels arrive. When you put your arms out, do birds land on you?
I haven't tried that yet, but we do have a lot of bird feeders, which tend to turn into squirrel feeders.
What about your garden, though,
bit,
Jason? Like, do they not take your garden down? Or if you give them food, do they leave it and just eat the food you provide?
Great question, Amy. I think the bunny rabbits are really the bane of our existence with our garden. We do have like a little divider that tries to keep them out, but I got to be honest with you, I can live without. I can go buy the tomatoes at the grocery store. If they eat my tomato plants or my cucumber plant, I'm going to be okay. So I'd rather see them happy.
Well, I had the deer eat my hydrangea, and you know how I feel about that.
Oh, yeah. I know they like those. It's like nature's candy to them.
It's a football week here for the Packers at Wilde. I like Thanksgiving football. The Packers playing on Thanksgiving. There's something comforting about thinking of that. And how much fun is it to preview a game when the Packers are coming off a thrilling win? That was fun yesterday. If we want to see growth, I guess you could say we're continuing to see signs of that at this point of the season. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's nice to kind of have your cake and eat it too, though, right? Because this team has obviously shown growth. I thought offensively and with Jordan Love, they showed a ton of growth in Pittsburgh, but 2 interceptions in the last 2 possessions, and they lose the game, and you're talking about moral victories. This one, it's a real victory. Now, there's a conversation to be had, and Tausch and I had it this morning to some degree. The Chargers certainly did their parts, right? I mean, dropping passes that should be touchdowns, Jesse Nelson had a great line about how the Packers' best defender at one point in the game was the sun, getting in some receivers' eyes, which I do think is what happened. But the bottom line is they came out with a victory. And yes, it's great to have growth, but I've said this a few times, whether you're Sydney's 7th grade girls basketball team or you're the Green Bay Packers, you can only hear, trust the process. You guys are getting better. I know you're not getting the outcome you want, but trust me, you're improving. You got to get some wins. You got to feel that joy of victory. And Jordan Love and those guys got to feel it. The problem is it's a really short week now. They don't get to celebrate it for very long, and they got to figure out who the heck's going to play running back for them on Thursday.
Well, interestingly enough, I think you and I talked about this as early as week 2. I think it was after we knew Aaron Jones wasn't going to play. I thought, hey, maybe this rookie wide receiver will get some touches behind the line of scrimmage. It turns out he was their leading rusher yesterday, and I know a lot of that came on one run, but if you're looking for a guy who can do a little something different, he might be it, Jaden Reed.
Yeah, he's got some I think he's got some Randall Cobb to him. Tausch thinks he's got some Greg Jennings to him, which, Greg Jennings is a really, really good player. So if he turns out before he started to hate the Packers, of course, if he turns out to be that good, that's going to be a great thing for Goody and the Packers. But I thought the best thing about yesterday was that not only did Jordan Love play really well, but every one of those young guys in the pass catching group had their moments, right? I mean, you talked about Reed. Watson, who has had a tough go, caught a touchdown. Dobbs had the touchdown to take the lead. Even Malik Heath, who's an undrafted rookie, had his first NFL catch, had a nice block. Dontavion Wicks looks like the real deal to me. And then at tight end, we've seen what Luke Musgrave can do, but Tucker Kraft had a nice play that would have been a touchdown had he tightrope just a little bit better on the sideline. So I thought that was really encouraging growth from all those guys. And again, on top of that, they won the football game.
Anything serious with Aaron Jones, Wildy, or is it just the fact that they play on Thursday is the driving factor keeping him out?
No, I think if they played on Sunday, he also wouldn't play. Again, they were waiting on some MRI results. The initial tests showed that he did not tear his ACL, which is what Aaron Jones told us he thought had happened. That's why he was sobbing with that towel over his head as he rode to the locker room. So, it might be a couple of weeks with him, but it's not long term, and that's obviously encouraging. The challenge is they lost Emmanuel Wilson to a shoulder injury in the same game now on a short week. So they brought back Patrick Taylor. They brought back James Robinson on the practice squad. And even their one, air quotes, healthy running back in A.J. Dillon has a groin injury. So he's on the injury report today as well. They've got like 17 players on the injury report today. So some challenges for Thanksgiving, but hey, coming off of a win, you never know what could happen a few days later.
I feel like this is a big week for the national Jordan Love crowd because you get the one game at 11:30, right? Everybody is watching. Ratings are going to be through the roof regardless of the teams playing. I don't think he thinks of it in terms of this being an opportunity to kind of quiet the national crowd, but it certainly is.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I don't think he's thinking that way, but we definitely can, right? Because we're not the ones that are under center. And I think it's a big 2-game stretch because they have not flexed Packers-Chiefs out of Sunday Night Football, and apparently they're not going to. So he's going to have 2 opportunities on a big stage to show what he can do. And he's played really well the last 2 weeks. Whether or not he can sustain that against some higher competition, obviously the Chargers' pass defense among the worst in the league. We'll have to wait and see. But again, there's going to be more bumps in the road. If you are riding the 2023 Packers roller coaster, there are going to be some more dips. It's not over now. They're not just going to keep, going up and up and up. There's going to be more issues, and they're going to have to negotiate those. They're going to have to deal with some more losses, and then we'll see how they can finish the season in the last month.
I'm picturing you on a couch with a slice of pumpkin pie to your right and a cold beverage to your left watching the games on Thursday, Jason. It sounds lovely, and I hope you enjoy it.
I do have one quick question for you from a social perspective, if you and Amy can help me with it.
Certainly.
Maddie is at Nutcracker practice right now. So the dogs and I are sitting in the parking lot of an Oak Creek business. But in theory, I could come to Potawatomi for your show tonight at 6:30. Here's the drawback. I didn't shower before we left. I did the show, and then we left right away. So do you come to an establishment public, great restaurant, everything else, and you haven't showered all day.
Well, I
Or do
will
you
say this.
maybe next time.
You will be, because we're on a stage, you will be removed from the rest of the patrons. So no
Only
worry
you
there.
and Gary would have to smell me. Yeah.
Yes, and in our marketing and street team. So I say yes. We've got a chair for you. We'll get food for you. You can take some of their famous bread pudding home with you, and we'd love to see you.
All right. Well, let me see if I'm willing to embarrass myself with my appearance.
Well, I know that you'd be welcome, but my daughters call it musty when they smell a guy with like the man scent. It's not quite BO, but it's just like male odor.
Yeah. See, Amy, the
check
problem is, but with your daughters, though, I'm guessing that's like young guy smell. I would then have the BO and the old man smell, and that's a really bad combination.
Yes, but Jason, your content delivery and expertise outweighs all of that. So I'm all arms for you to show up tonight.
I know
I might just
exactly.
deliver it by the phone.
Well, keep us posted. We'll be happy to have you.
All right, everybody. Take care. Be good.
You do the same. Jason Wilde joins us every Monday and Friday for Green and Gold Insiders. And what he's referencing is a 2-hour talk show I'll be doing tonight with Gary Ellerson.
You could
And
probably use his help.
Gary's? So I can always use Gary's help, and Jason's
Right?
a great addition to the show.
Right.
So we do the show from Potawatomi in the Rock and Brews restaurant.
Which sounds kind of fun.
It's fantastic. The food is outstanding. They put us on a nice stage. We get to hang out with guests who are there watching
sounds really
football
fun.
and talking football. And Jason joins us, and he did promise to join us at some point during the regular season in person.
Right. This seems like a perfect opportunity for Jason to do this. And I think he could probably slip into the Walgreens and get some Old Spice or something.
That's a very good point. So we do have that show coming up tonight on 94.5 ESPN from 6 to 8. We'll have Bucks basketball beginning at 5:30 here on WTMJ. So yes, Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday from Rock and Brews, floor number 4 at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. It's 4:28 on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you want to upgrade and transform your current bathroom space, I've got you covered. It's Sidex. Sidex just did the work in our house, took out the old bathtub, put in a beautiful walk-in shower. It is stunning. The process streamlined and efficient. Sidex is the company I trust. Sidex is the company doing the work in our bathroom, in our house. My wife is so happy. They have changed our bathroom space. It's incredible. Joe, living the legacy of his dad, Sanford. It's incredible. They're family-owned since 1988. Free shower door upgrade when you mention John Mercure. Sidex. Check out the guys I trust at Sidex.
You know, it feels good when I find something really cool and get a great deal on it. But it feels even better when I know that the money I spend actually goes directly to helping others. That's why I shop at St. Vincent de Paul, because I always find the best bargains, and the money I spend stays in Milwaukee County to help fight hunger and eliminate poverty. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton in Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 6 to 8 pack selected varieties Coke products or AHA sparkling water 4 for $17. 12 rolls selected varieties Scott bath tissue $10.99. 48-ounce selected varieties Kemp's ice cream $3.99. 1%, 2% or skim gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms milk $3.99.
Look at those brats. You do tailgating right. Absolutely. Did you see the spread out there? You've got enough food to feed the entire lot. I'm splurging now and then hoping to win $700 in free groceries. $700? Yeah, it's all part of the 70th anniversary at Century Foods. No kidding. Next week, I'll do the shopping. Maybe I'll score $700 in groceries. All you need is the weekly code. It's on Century's Facebook or Instagram. Oh, I just remembered. I'll be out of town next week. Yeah, right, cheapskate.
Ends January 3rd.
I'm Randy from All Right Home and Remodeling. Did you know that ROI on exterior home improvements are some of the highest? Some sources say new vinyl siding nets 76% ROI and stone veneer is over 100%. Chances are you've seen your property value increase pretty significantly in the past few years. Want to increase it even more and improve curb appeal? Beautify your home's exterior. There's some great tax breaks to take advantage of too. Call us today to set up a free consultation or visit ALLRITE-remodeling.com.
The Brewers' annual clubhouse sale returns for 2 days only, Friday, December 1st and Saturday, December 2nd from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Head to American Family Field to save up to 80% on Brewers apparel, game-used items, and memorabilia. Plus, get a free Brewers water bottle or tumbler when you spend $100 or more while supplies last. It's the Brewers' best sale of the season, right in time for the holidays. Don't miss out.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Learn more about Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options. Visit harwoodplace.org or call to schedule a tour.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:32. I'm Wyatt Barmore Pooley. Your top story, all clear after a lockdown. And taking a look at your roads, we've got a few delays. 43 southbound from Brown Deer to downtown. Currently a 19-minute ride. That is about a 8-minute delay we're going to see. It's mostly from Silver Spring down past Capitol and then from about Locust Street down towards the Marquette. It actually lights up a little bit as you get towards the Marquette. We're seeing delays on 94 westbound as you approach the Stadium Interchange, most of that in the Menominee Valley. And now on 94 eastbound, a similar thing as you approach the stadium from the other side. Looks like things are improving on 41. We're not seeing it as slow around Capitol Drive. That's your Johnston & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Tonight, cloudy and breezy, rain likely, a low of 40. Tomorrow, rain early, around a half-inch total, a high of 44. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a lockdown at Franklin High School lifted earlier this morning. It was placed in a full lockdown as Franklin police completed a full sweep of the building. They were looking for a male student, didn't find him. The Journal-Sentinel reporting that an email sent to families in the district saying it was due to a, quote, potential threat involving a student. No injuries or anything else were really reported from this incident. An update to a manhunt stemming from a pair of Milwaukee shootings over the weekend. Milwaukee police locating the suspect Karan Roby on South 13th Street. Tactical unit took him into custody. Charges now being referred to the DA's office. Retailer Dollar General agreeing to pay more than $800,000 to the state after overcharging Wisconsin consumers for items on store shelves.
A price verification check of Dollar Generals across Wisconsin earlier this year revealed over 600 items were more expensive than officially listed, on average 17% higher. Wisconsin law requires that merchants using electronic price scanner systems refund at least the difference between the posted price and the price charged at the point of sale. In a statement, Dollar General says they've made changes to prevent future violations, including internal price accuracy checks at every store in Wisconsin at least once every 45 days. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin's increase in wild turkeys may not be a bad thing, but that doesn't mean everybody wants them. UW-Madison professor and extension wildlife specialist David Drake tells WTMJ turkey hunters want more to hunt. Others have called him about turkey problems during the winter.
They've got such a large flock of turkeys in their backyard. It's hard for them to go out and fill the bird feeders without the turkeys moving toward them, in their words, being aggressive.
Don't want to fight the turkeys. Drake also saying that it's possible to eat them, but it's not the same turkeys as the white domestic turkeys eaten for Thanksgiving. These are the brown wild turkeys. I'm Wyatt Barmore Pooley. Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 4:34.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Everywhere you look, from groceries to utilities to gas, prices keep going up. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round by replacing drafty windows and doors in as little as 6 weeks. And now you can save even more by taking advantage of no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Bring the love of Wisconsin's outdoors in through the beauty and quality craftsmanship of Pella Windows and Doors. Whether you're updating or upgrading the look and comfort of your home, Pella has extensive lines of customizable options to meet your needs and your budget. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy efficient windows in the industry. 0% interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 11/30/2023.
Thanksgiving is this Thursday. Just think how long it takes to prep, cook, and clean for your Thanksgiving dinner. Too long. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a great idea. Don't cook, relax, enjoy the day, and let the amazing Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford serve your family. The Thanksgiving Day buffet is a feast. It's all you can eat. It's $21.99. And hey, kids under 3 always eat for free. It's every dish you love for Thanksgiving with a huge dessert table. I love that. And sip on an old-fashioned or your favorite glass of wine and ice cold beer for a perfect Thanksgiving dinner. Your kids can safely play in that $2 million game room, quietly tucked away from the dining area while you finish up. Now that's perfect. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh with lots of seating and close parking. So enjoy the all-you-care-to-eat Thanksgiving Day buffet at the Mine Shaft under $22, serving from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. Reserve today. Tables fill quickly. It's the Mine Shaft.
Get ready, Wisconsin. It's Medicare annual enrollment period. So why not make enrolling easier with United Healthcare? Whether you choose our online tools or over-the-phone support, United Healthcare will help you compare options so you can choose a plan with confidence. This is Medicare made for Wisconsin. Trusted everywhere. Explore our wide range of plans by calling United Healthcare today at 1-855-MEET-UHC. That's 1-855-MEET-UHC. Annual enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th, so call today.
Don't let your retirement sit on the sidelines. It's time to put a plan in place. Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal, president of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. We know you've worked hard to build a life for the ones you love. Now it's time to ensure you get the most out of your retirement. If you have $750,000 or more in retirement assets, schedule your complimentary retirement review with us today at thekowalway.com or call 262-522-4040. That's 262-522-4040.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Well, if you're hosting Thanksgiving this year, the cost of hosting, cost of putting the food on the table has actually gone down a little bit. However, costs were at record highs in previous years. So do with that information what you will. But according to the American Farm Bureau's annual survey, a Thanksgiving meal, 12 classic items for 10 people, will cost on average just over $61 compared to last year's record high of $64.05. Gas has also fallen a little bit, so if you're driving to that Thanksgiving get-together, it's going to cost you a little bit less on average. The national average is down about 55 cents a gallon over the last couple of months. So $61.17, a Thanksgiving meal of 12 classic items for 10 people. Does that sound about right?
No.
That sounds a little low.
It seems so low to me. Are you kidding? Where are they shopping? I mean, I don't know. The turkey, they always put the turkey on sale quite reasonably.
A turkey is not terribly expensive.
No, it's
right?
just never expensive. Like I think it's like $1 a pound when it's on sale.
So if you're hosting 10 people, I always assume £1.50 per person.
Yeah.
And that's actually, no, I don't. That's a little bit too high. If I'm having 10 people, I'm probably going 16 pounds with the turkey.
For sure. I've got a 20-pounder and I have 7 people.
Well, there's so much other stuff, right?
I want sandwiches and all that.
And, we have leftovers when we host, but 16, because otherwise, if you go like 8 to 10, you feel like a lot of that is bone.
Yeah, it's too little. And I'm not eating those legs, are you? Do you eat the turkey legs?
No, we save those for my dad.
Yeah, there's always one
I think
dad.
He does. I think he eats the bone, actually, too.
Jason's dad, too.
So,
right, the bone.
So 10 people, $61.17. Part of this is due to the price of the turkey is down 5.5% compared with last year. Other items that are far less today than yesterday or last year, whipping cream and cranberries have dropped like 23%.
Interesting. That's
eggs
huge.
are down back to kind of normal. Still
Remember
a little
when
pricey,
eggs
but
went
normal.
crazy?
No, that was not that long. That was about a year ago.
Was that a year ago?
It was like $4 for a dozen.
Right, or
what
more.
What are we doing here, people?
I don't know.
But now we're back
having
to
an egg
more
shortage.
standard prices.
So when you say the 12 classic items?
For 10 people, 12 classic
What are
items.
the classics in your mind?
Well, so the classic items to me are going to be some sort of potato dish.
Like mashed?
I'll say mashed potatoes.
Yeah, mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving.
And honestly, you can do it out of a box and it tastes just fine.
I'm really good with that. My mom did it for my entire childhood.
Add a little ranch seasoning, you're having fun.
I thought that's how they came. It's in the box.
Agreed. Stuffing, which we all agree tastes better from Stovetop.
Oh my! I have to confess to loving Stovetop.
They got one thing to do, and they do it right, and they consistently do it right.
It's magnificent
It's
Stovetop
always
stuffing,
great.
and it's just like, can this be real?
And
But I
it's
am
like-
making the stuffing out of Pepperidge Farm
And it's
this
like
year.
$2.50 a box.
Yeah,
right.
All those things are so good.
So you've got your mashed potatoes, you got your stuffing.
Those are the class.
Uh,
These are the classic
I would say pumpkin pie is going to be a traditional.
for sure.
Got to have it. And you're probably having a couple. If
And
you're
you're-
having 10 people over, you've got at least 2 pies available.
And what is like the most popular one? The most popular dish? I think I saw it today.
It's probably in the state of Wisconsin, that awful green bean casserole.
Do not speak of it thus.
It's punishment.
It is the best thing on the planet. Are you kidding me?
It's awful.
Oh, I love the mushy mushroom soup.
Nobody makes it right because it's all garbage. It just save yourself the time and anxiety. Don't
Wait,
even bring it.
I remember when my mom tried to get fancy and she got the French cut beans instead of the kitchen cut.
You're not helping
and
it.
I'm like, that is
Don't
the
broil it
worst.
to get it crispy on top. Like, if you brought that to any other get-together of friends, nobody would touch it.
It'd be like, no, this is not. Right, you couldn't eat it any other time of the year.
Right.
My kids asked me to make it.
No. On like a Tuesday night in February, if that's on the table, I'm out, right? It's Chinese tonight.
What would
Forget
you
this.
eat it with? Steak?
Nothing at all.
Ever?
Like, the dog doesn't even take it.
What is the most revolting part of the green bean casserole for you?
The whole thing, the
Yeah,
way it
like-
looks. All right, that's the biggest thing for me. It looks bad, and it's like mushy. Like, it's just
I think
no.
it's like the fake onion things on the
bad.
top. My
It's
mom used to go
bad.
ham on those too. She loved that, like eating that just plain like a potato chip. It's
Somebody's
like,
gonna
it's
throw like the
disgusting.
canned green beans in there too, and just cheap their way out of it.
I kind of like
Oh,
those. They
God.
remind me of my childhood school lunch
What?
because everybody loved that. So
Another chapter of the book. Dinner rolls are also on the list.
okay.
Okay, got to have a dinner roll.
What about some kind of sweet potato thing?
Sweet potatoes are on the list.
Okay,
That's,
I do not like those just plain. Do you eat candied yams or whatever? They'd always be kind of gross.
I like a standard sweet potato. I don't need it to be puree. I don't need it. I like the bulk. Just give me the thing.
Oh, you
I'll
want the
crack it
sweet
open,
potato?
Put a little bit butter in there. Sure.
Okay, you would need
Simple.
it out of a can though. Like I've seen people get those out of cans.
No,
too.
that's not meant to be canned. It's too easy to cook.
Really disgusting.
Just how it is.
Yeah. I like the whole, pureed, mashed sweet potato casserole kind of thing.
Okay.
With the marshmallows on the top.
Okay, could broil that as well. 12-ounce bag of cranberries is down about 18%. If you go that route, if you like the jellied version in a can with the ribs in it, that's like $1.50.
Just the pièce de résistance, the elegance of Thanksgiving, the can marks on the
yes,
and my husband insists on
when
it
it
every
stops
year.
jiggling, it's ready.
Right.
So there
I
you
love
go.
that.
I mean, those are kind of your standard staples, but they're saying it's about $61 to put that together.
I feel
and
like
I would
that is
agree.
just low. How can that even be?
Because you're going to spend 30-ish on the turkey.
Yeah.
Now, what this does not include is wine.
Well, maybe
And
that's why my bill
you might
is more.
spend $15 to $30 on a bottle of wine if you're shopping specifically for a bunch of different people.
I also read that Beaujolais Nouveau was the recommendation to drink with turkey.
That's a good turkey wine?
Yeah, I saw that in the New York Times, but I don't drink that wine.
Okay.
I mean,
you
I
could
was
also go with
with
a box of wine. Keep it ready and chilled for those who prefer
The
such
more
things.
the box, the bigger the box, the better.
That's okay, too.
But what about what do you drink with your turkey?
Typically wine.
Do you drink white or red?
Usually it's so hot because the number of people that have collected in the space we are. I prefer a white wine because it's a little more chilled.
Me too.
A little cooler.
Yeah.
Red is warm to me. It's
Yeah.
warming and soothing.
It's
and
giving fireplace vibes.
it's like 85 degrees in the kitchen. I'm cool. Like, just give me
Yeah.
something I can cool down with.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. I would have a Chardonnay.
So there we go. $61.17, the average cost of Thanksgiving this year. That is down, but there were record highs about a year ago. There you go.
Well, that's encouraging. I mean,
is.
and I paid $2.98 for my gas today. Just made note of that.
Good stuff.
I thought that was kind of like, wow, that's not very much.
You may not have to spend money on gas, but you may on train tickets.
Because
Is this going to happen? Milwaukee to Green Bay service. Should it happen, who will it benefit? And if you're a Packers fan, do you need to be listening here? We'll go to Green Bay and talk about this proposal that is on the table for vote before the end of the month after this.
Looking for a fun family activity to get in the holiday spirit?
Visit or volunteer for Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive in Grafton on Saturday, December 9th.
It's a totally free event. Capco is dedicated to bringing communities together and has collected nearly 300,000 toys through Kids to Kids.
Join us in WTMJ for a celebration of giving and bring a new unwrapped toy
to help children in need this holiday season. To support, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com. And don't forget to bring toys.
Greg Matzik here for Siding Unlimited. That's right. We know what weather is around the corner, and it might do this to your voice. Yeah, that's okay. But if you're feeling like you're getting under the weather after being inside your warm home, well, ask yourself this. How warm is my home? How good are my windows? My siding going to hold up? You need to get it all checked out before the winter weather really starts. And if you got an issue, get on the schedule for Siding Unlimited, the best in the business when it comes to installation of anything that'll help beautify your home's exterior. That means windows, doors, roofing, siding, all sorts of different solutions, and the best products you are going to find and the best installers. Siding Unlimited in Brookfield, 665 Larry Court. Take some ideas, some pictures, right to them in their showroom. Say happy birthday to Eric Brown, Siding Unlimited's owner. He and brother Aaron run a great business in Brookfield. SidingUnlimited.com.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved. But here, you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Traffic is sponsored by Weniger Compressor, ready to service any facility at pressureisoff.biz. Weniger Compressor salutes business owners who put the I can in American while treating their customers right.
Call up the boys at Weniger Compressor.
Traffic and weather, it's 4:48. Wyatt is in for Deb. Hi, Wyatt.
Hey, Greg, we got a lot of delays, honestly, right now. We're starting to see it across the board. 41 southbound from Highway Q to the Zoo, currently a 17-minute ride. That's about a 3-minute delay. You're seeing those delays between Silver Spring and Hampton, mostly. 43 southbound is still slow. Currently a 21-minute ride, a 10-minute delay. Most of that concentrated up north of Capitol Drive from about Silver Spring on down. We're also starting to see 41 northbound have some delays coming up out of the Marquette interchange. And 94 westbound is backed up all the way into the Menominee Valley from the Stadium interchange. See something on the roads we should know about? Call the WTMJ Hall Mazda Milwaukee.com traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's Season of Inspiration. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
They expect a little bit of rain tonight with a low of 40 degrees, breezy conditions as well, up to 44 tomorrow. Morning rain expected in much of our listening area, hanging on to 43 degrees in Milwaukee at 4:49. So we could learn more this week about the idea of train service continuing from Milwaukee, moving north to Green Bay. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation applied under a federal program for the train that currently ends in Milwaukee, if you're coming up from Chicago, to be extended north with stops in Fond du Lac, Oshkosh, and Appleton. It's a federally funded program that could be in effect here at some point in the next several years. But they have to decide by the end of the month if it's a thing that they want to continue with or if it's going to just sort of be dead and perhaps resurrected down the line. Train service to Green Bay from Milwaukee back and forth, really continuing on to Chicago. What does that mean for Packers fans? That was one of my first thoughts, Amy. This could be very interesting and appealing for gold package season ticket holders. But is there enough demand in the non-football months to warrant 3 days or three, different services during the week, normal weekdays, weekends, to keep this thing up and running?
Well, I wonder how many people actually come from these other areas that would be on the train line or suitable. I mean, what's the percentage of people that do that?
Yeah, it's a very great question. So we wanted to bring in Rich Ryman. He covers the business element of the Green Bay Packers better than anyone for the Green Bay Press-Gazette. And it is kind of a Packers-related story. Rich, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
I guess I'll start with you with the question I asked Amy. Initially, the train would run 3 times per day in each direction on the route, but do you think there'd be enough demand for that in non-Packers season months?
Well, I don't know about non-Packers season time of the year. It's hard to pry Americans out of their cars, but for the gold package people, I think it would be a definite benefit.
And what's the gold package for those who don't know?
For gold package, that is primarily season ticket holders who come from Milwaukee area and southern Wisconsin. They got those tickets when the Packers decided they weren't going to play at County Stadium anymore.
So you're saying it could be a nice experience type of thing to do?
Well, more than that, it seems like the gold package, they get games number 2 and 5 every year, and it seems like they're always getting night games, which are always on work nights or the night before a work day, and so it makes it difficult for them. That came to a head this year when it seemed like half of the stadium was filled with Detroit fans in September when the gold package had a Thursday night game. In fact, they had night game, or had they played the 2020 season, had they been allowed to attend the 2020 games, they would have had 6 night games in the last 7 years since 2016. So that's 38% of their games would have been night games, and I think the train would help that quite a bit because it'd be much easier to ride home with somebody else doing the drive that late at night when you've got to work the next day.
Rich, I'm wondering, and you've got your pulse on things happening in Green Bay. Do you sense there is a demand from those in Green Bay who might want to get to Milwaukee or might want to get to Chicago for a weekend? Right now, they'd have to drive to Milwaukee and take a train. Perhaps they could just do that right out of Green Bay and get to Chicago for a weekend.
I think it might be more useful, more in demand to go to Chicago than to Milwaukee, frankly, because it's really such an easy drive here from here to Milwaukee to do anything. But to go on to Chicago, it would probably be more attractive. The one other thing that would be very useful for us is if they could get it all in place for the NFL draft in 2025, because there'll be football fans staying in hotels from here to Milwaukee and Madison, and I think that the train would make it a lot easier for them to get here for those 3 days of the draft.
I'd be very curious what the hours of service would be. You talked about it, and I think you made a very interesting point. When you have a night game at Lambeau Field, part of the hassle coming up from the southern part of the state is there's just no way to make it a short night, right? You're getting back at 2 a.m. You maybe have to work that day. Maybe you have to take the day off. Who knows what traffic is going to be like either. Maybe you feel like you have to leave after the third quarter. I do wonder if they would run a late night service, leaving at, for argument's sake, 11:30 or midnight, taking you back to Milwaukee, if that would be feasible or not.
That would be a good question because they only have to do it, once or twice a year. And would they change everything for that, or would they make it a late night service as a regular part of the run? I think if once they agree to do this, if they agree to it, there's a lot of other questions that have to be asked to get all of this in place.
So Rich, it would be federally funded to the tune of $500,000. I want to make sure I understand the funding, but then there's also an annual state appropriation that has to be approved. Is that right?
I'll be honest, I'm not as familiar with that part of it. I know more about the Packers than I do about the railroad.
Sure, I'm just thinking that it's probably not going to pass muster with the assembly, with the state legislature. I can see this being a thumbs down on spending. They didn't want to fund a train to Madison, which would seem to have plenty of people who would ride it in some, or more than to Green Bay.
The only argument I could make that might change that is that we're talking about the Packers and not about the legislature's or access to Madison. So the Packers sometimes have more sway than everybody else. So it will be interesting to see.
Yeah, if the application is selected, the federal government would pay for $500,000 of the initial planning, and subsequent development steps would be mostly, but not fully, federally funded. But in large part, a federal program would help fund it. And for the most part, the tracks are in place. It's a matter of following the Canadian National Railway existing track. You might have to do some maintenance or repair work to that line to, have another train of X many times running back and forth, running on its rails. But, yeah, so work to be done. But I thought the Packers angle was certainly an interesting one to cover. Rich Ryman covers the all business ventures for the Green Bay Packers and writes about it in the Green Bay Press-Gazette. Happy to have him join us here on the program tonight. Rich, have a great Thanksgiving. Appreciate your time.
You too. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and then there's another, there's a lot of train news lately here, that the idea of a train that, it expands west. It's a Hiawatha service from Milwaukee that angles west to Minneapolis is being discussed, and that's a thing that's expected to pass too. Again, largely federally funded, with the state of Minnesota and the state of Wisconsin pitching in $10 million, I think, for Minnesota, roughly $8 million for the state of Wisconsin as part of a $51+ million deal, but largely federally funded. But to your point, not going to Madison, instead coming up from Milwaukee and scooting over through on a diagonal through the Dells and then up to Minneapolis. There might be a shuttle service from the Dells or Columbus to Madison, but not directly through Madison.
Well, here's one thing. If you get out of these night games, are you going to get on the train for 3 hours? I don't know.
Sometimes it can take longer than that to get home. If you leave after the game,
in a car,
it is a nightmare.
It's still a nightmare.
It's a parking lot. So in my world,
yes.
I would rather be moving than sitting. If I'm moving, I feel like I'm making progress.
I completely relate.
If I'm
to that,
sitting, I feel like I'm going backwards.
Right, I'm going batty is where you're going.
That too. At a time of the night where you just want the pressure to be off and want to get home safe.
True.
And winter nights, that's not fun to drive in that either. Hey, it is National Lung Cancer Awareness Month, the month of November. I've been telling you about this, and I want to make sure you do something that we did a short while ago. That's have a radon test conducted at our house. Lifetime Radon Solutions came in, they ran a test, no strings attached, and we learned that our radon levels were too high, and that's common for where we live. So Lifetime Radon Solutions did the next thing. They installed a radon mitigation system in our house. And there we go. Now we're back to radon neutral. It's where we need to be to feel safe in our home. Have Lifetime Radon Solutions do for you what they did for us. 5-star reviews, statewide coverage. They are the best. They did a wonderful job at our house. They will do the same for you. Visit lifetimeradon.com, get on their schedule, and get yourself some peace of mind with a free test conducted by Lifetime Radon Solutions. Visit lifetimeradon.com.
Need to brighten a room? Hi, this is Matt Elliott with Elliott's Ace Hardware, and the only thing that beats a fresh coat of paint is a sale price to do it. We are offering $5 off a gallon. That's right, $5 off a gallon on Benjamin Moore, Clark and Kensington, and Magnolia Home in November. Our paints go on easy, cover better, and our selection seems endless. Matching a color? No problem. Our awesome staff is here to help and make your project as easy as possible. So paint a room with Elliott's Ace in Elm Grove, West Allis, Pewaukee, and Muskego.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Amtrak next year will add a second train service linking the Twin Cities and Chicago by way of Milwaukee. That means new train stops are being added in the stations in Sturtevant and Milwaukee Mitchell Airport. The Alley Boys restaurant in Milwaukee is expanding with a second location on North Farwell Avenue next year. The breakfast and lunch spot is consolidating its bagel baking ops on Farwell and also will have tables for diners. Ben & Jerry's will open an ice cream scoop shop on North Broadway in Milwaukee's 3rd Ward. Expect Sundays, frozen yogurt, and some shop-only flavors not found in stores. This is Sean Ryan with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Business headline sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service, luxurious accommodations, and an unmatched standard for excellence. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at the Pfister. Enjoy fine dining at Mason Street Grill and Cafe at the Pfister. Pamper yourself with a service from the Well Spa and Salon. Take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. There's always a reason to celebrate with the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations at thepfisterhotel.com.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. When I blew out my hamstring water skiing this summer, my docs at Ortho Wisconsin heard me talking about it on the radio. They called me. Hey, do you need to come in and get this thing checked out? Actually, I did. And I'm back on the tennis court playing golf, grateful for the experts at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Injured, or maybe the young athlete in your family needs help? The Ortho ASAP Clinic has walk-in hours in Brookfield and Pewaukee, or make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. And by everything, we mean top products by your favorite brands. From Blackstone to Blue Buffalo, Carhartt to Cooper, Milwaukee to Muddy, Scott's to Science Diet, DeWalt, Levi's, Purina, Husqvarna, Goodyear, Rapala, Vortex, whew, and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
News sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
The experts at Roto-Rooter unclog bathtubs, laundry tubs, kitchen sinks, or any plug drain.
Go Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Schedule online or use the Roto-Rooter mobile app.
Sit down. Okay, you know you're a United States Senator.
Active. Washington is filled with some real wizards, all right.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through once again.
All right. The basketball team. It's the Bucks and the Wizards. With our coverage of the game starting to 95:30 on your home of the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
I'm Greg Mansick. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. It is Monday, November 20th. Your top story, lockdown, lowdown.
And I'm Amy Taylor. Shots fired on the freeway.
I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, and we've got a lot of red on the map. We got a lot of brake lights. 94 eastbound is slow both ways through the stadium interchange. You're going to be looking at a couple minutes of delay as you approach American Family Field. 41 southbound Highway Q2, the Zoo, is slow. About 3 minutes. It's a 17-minute ride. We're also keeping an eye on 43 southbound, Brown Deer to downtown. An 18-minute ride. That's not too bad. Most of those slowdowns are between Silver Spring Drive and Capitol Drive down to about Keefe. And we're also looking at that's actually 94 southbound from downtown to Layton, an 11-minute ride. That's about a 4-minute delay. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic sponsored by Roto-Rooter, the sewer and drain experts you've trusted for over 85 years. Might see some rain tonight with a low of 40 degrees up to 44 tomorrow. Some morning rain expected. Hanging on to 43 degrees in Milwaukee at 5:04. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, shots fired causing hours of delay today in Waukesha County.
94 eastbound closed for 2 hours as a number of law enforcement agencies investigated a shooting near Moreland Road. The Waukesha County Sheriff's Office says that just after 6:30 this morning, they received a call from a driver. That caller saying somebody pointed a gun at them and fired a single shot, hitting their vehicle. No injuries reported from the incident. It's not confirmed whether the shot was from another vehicle, and no motive for the shooting has been released. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
A lockdown at Franklin High School has been lifted. Earlier this morning, the school had been placed in full lockdown, while other schools in Franklin were able to continue classes in a secured hold. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports that an email sent to families in the district says the lockdown was due to a potential threat involving a student. Franklin police completed a full sweep of the building and they did not find the male student they were looking for on campus.
Well, driving for Thanksgiving will be a little cheaper this year.
AAA saying the price of gas in Wisconsin is nearly 40 cents lower than it was last year. The average price of an unleaded gallon of gas is currently $3.16. It's 37 cents lower than the fall of 2022 and 26 cents lower than gas just 1 month ago. The nationwide average for a gallon of gas is about $3.30. Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
Retailer Dollar General agrees to pay more than $800,000 to the state of Wisconsin after overcharging Wisconsin consumers for items on store shelves.
A price verification check of Dollar General's across Wisconsin earlier this year revealed over 600 items were more expensive than officially listed, on average 17% higher. Wisconsin law requires that merchants using electronic price scanner systems refund at least the difference between the posted price and the price charged at the point of sale. In a statement, Dollar General says they've made changes to prevent future violations, including internal price accuracy checks at every store in Wisconsin at least once every 45 days. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Well, the Packers signed veteran running back James Robinson to the practice squad and Patrick Taylor to the active roster. Green Bay lost 2 running backs, including Aaron Jones, during yesterday's win over the Chargers. And a quick turnaround, the Packers take on the Lions in Detroit Thanksgiving Day. And the Bucs take the floor tonight against the Wizards in the nation's capital. Coverage gets underway at 5:30 on WTMJ.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 5:06.
Sports sponsored by All Right Home and Remodeling. When you want it done right, call All Right.
I'm Randy Miller. In 1969, my Uncle Lou started a roofing and siding business called All Right. That company joined NARI, the National Association Remodeling Industry. 50 years later, I'm proud to be at the helm of both All Right and NARI Milwaukee as president. Integrity, ethics, and high standards build a legacy both in business and in life. I learned this from my Uncle Lou and the NARI leaders before me. Learn more at allriteremodeling.com/NARI.
This report is sponsored by the Froedtert Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Froedtert.com to find out how.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
They said man would never fly.
They said Everest could never be conquered.
And they said nobody would ever be able to design a sofa sleeper without uncomfortable bars and trampoline webbing.
They did.
And they were wrong, because Penny Mustard's designers and builders have done the unthinkable with the Perry Sofa Sleeper.
We didn't just raise the bar, we removed it completely.
No painful bars in the middle of your back.
But the story doesn't end there, because the Perry Sleeper Sofa also features a Tempur-Pedic mattress option.
And the Perry's mattress is 5 inches longer than standard sofa sleeper mattresses.
Tall sleepers rejoice.
It's a sleeper sofa your guests will be fighting over.
They said it could never be done.
Well, they need to see the Perry Sofa Sleeper, starting at just $208 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest until November of 2025 through November 26th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Set your game plan for a new baseball season with the 2024 Brewers 4-Pack.
Don't wait. Get yours by November 27th and get a 5th game added to your plan for free. That's 4 action-packed plan choices, your first chance at the best seats, and a bonus Brewers game free for early buyers. Plus, each pair of a 4-pack comes with a Brewers Knit Hack. Act now and get this limited time offer at brewers.com/4packs.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's Greg Matzek.
Greg Matzek and Amy Taylor as you begin your Thanksgiving Day week here on WTMJ. 1959, you might have been geared up to watch this. That's right, Amy. The world of animated television debuted a new show on this day in 1959. The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. That's what it was called. Very long title.
So I wasn't born yet, but I do remember seeing this on television. It must have been in like reruns or something, because it wasn't on that long, right? Or...
This had about a 5-year run on ABC and NBC. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Very, very interesting writing, very wry humor. They mixed in puns, cultural, topical satire, and self-referential humor. It appealed to adults and to children.
$26. That's antihistamine money, you know.
Antihistamine money?
It's not to be sneezed at. You get it, Rock? Not to be sneezed at.
Bullwinkle.
Little medical type joke I threw in there. You get it?
I got it.
Thousands won't.
Yeah, a common exchange between the dim-witted but good-natured Bullwinkle J. Moose and his sidekick, a plucky squirrel named Rocky.
Yes. Bullwinkle, call the sheriff.
Sheriff! Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Bullwinkle.
Yeah, the squirrel and Moose were often the foils of Russian-like spies Boris and Natasha.
Think, darling, think. There must be something really rotten we can do today.
I'm thinking, but the worst I come up with is helping to make Moose and Squirrel show 1 hour longer.
Yeah, it was all sorts of wrong. But the show was shuffled around several times. Here is the question, Amy. Was it a kid's cartoon? Was it animated adult humor? Who was the show even aimed at?
Fasten your seatbelts, please.
I take a size 36.
It's the missing scientists, and you're back in one piece.
You were expecting maybe installments?
It's a mine.
It's a yours. He was my uncle.
Do you know what A-bomb means?
Certainly. A-bomb is what some people call our program.
Bullwinkle, he's a dummy.
Please, Rock, you were speaking of our host.
You know what a mirage is?
Sure, it's where you park your car.
Boy, that was too close for comfort.
Yeah, too close for me, too. Where do you suppose we are, Rock?
We're right in the middle of nowhere, Bullwinkle.
Oh, I'm glad. I thought for a minute we were lost.
Yeah, it aired in the afternoon, prime time, Saturday morning. They really couldn't find the best spot for it.
Well, it is kind of weird. It does remind me, though, that the Flintstones, much more widely known and consumed, is really pretty appropriate for adults, you know.
Oh, totally is.
Yeah, I mean, it totally plays. And I remember seeing this Rocky and Bullwinkle and thinking, as a kid, well, it moves fast and it's cute, and you kind of know as a kid what's cool and what's not.
Yeah, there's definitely adult humor mixed in,
right,
as per the puns that I just played for you. 2002, Rocky and his Friends ranked number 47 in TV Guide's 50 greatest TV shows of all time.
Right.
In 2009, it was named the 11th best animated television series of all time. So happy birthday to Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Once the final whistle blows, Bucks Talk with Justin Garcia is on the air.
Let's go, baby! Woo!
Recap every Bucks game, win or lose with Bucks Talk. Get the highlights, analysis, and preview the next matchup for the Bucks on their conquest for another championship.
What you essentially saw was Giannis saying, look, we're still figuring this out. In the meantime, we got to win. I'm just going to take over.
It's Bucks Talk with Justin Garcia, only here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Hey, John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Challenges in the economy, it never ends, and it's time to have a strong partner. You'll get that with the teams I trust at Annex Wealth Management. It's time to have an investment and retirement plan that's well-crafted, efficient, and focused on your goals. Annex works to help you get to the retirement you desire, the retirement you deserve. Annex is a fiduciary all of the time, not just some of the time. They're required to operate in your best interest. That means no commission products. They don't sell a thing. Their job is to provide excellence when it comes to investment and retirement planning, along with tax and estate planning. I've used all those teams. They're all local because Annex is a local independent firm with a focus on helping you achieve the retirement you desire. Start the conversation with Annex. It only takes a couple of minutes. With somebody else, no problem. Just listen to Annex. Give it a shot. Visit AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button today. That's Annex Wealth Management. Locations throughout Southeast Wisconsin or as close as your computer. It's Annex.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Another look at the roads. Wyatt is in for Deb. How are things, Wyatt?
Well, just coming in a couple minutes ago, 43 southbound at 94 westbound, so that's right in the Marquette. The right lane is blocked due to a crash, and we're probably going to start seeing some backups there. The backups on 43 southbound are a little bit north of that. They're mostly from about a little bit south of Silver Spring, down past Hampton, and even south of Capitol, but we're probably going to see even further delays now on 43 southbound because any lane blockage causes that mess. We've also got a crash off on the left shoulder on 94 northbound at the ramp from Lapham Street. Slow both ways in 94 through the stadium, and that 94 southbound, not where the crash is, but unrelated. It's currently a 12-minute ride from downtown to Layton. That's a 5-minute delay. I'm Wyatt Barmar-Pooley with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Just got the updated forecast from Kristen Kershane of TMJ4, expecting rain showers to move in tonight, mainly after 10 o'clock. That'll continue overnight. Going to be breezy as well, with lows in the upper 30s if you're away from the lake, a little over 40 perhaps if you are closer to Lake Michigan. Tuesday morning, the winds are going to turn more northerly. Some of that range is going to change over to maybe a little bit of snow mix. You might have some of that wet snow away from Lake Michigan with a high of 44 degrees. It is 43 degrees in Milwaukee at 518. Well, multiple fires throughout the city of Milwaukee over the weekend, and the timing of these blazes is significant. 11:20 in the morning, 11:27 a.m., and 12:53 p.m., putting significant stress on EMS units in the city, requiring the services of neighboring fire stations and crews to help put out the blazes and handle all of the damage. It's a dangerous time of year, no doubt about that. We welcome in Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky to the program. Hello, Chief Lipsky.
Hi, how are you doing today, Greg?
Yeah, doing well. My voice is trying to hang on. I think I'll make it through to the end of the show. I guess I want to first ask Chief Lipsky, do we have any more details about the incidents that occurred? I know the cause of at least two of those fires is still under investigation.
Yeah, we're still really looking into all three of them. I don't have any more specific information at this time. We really want to be sure, especially when we have a tragic loss of life, to get as much information as we can. And I don't know if most people are aware of it, but it's a very difficult process, and it isn't always ultimately met with a very clear answer at the end of it. That can be frustrating for people and most definitely for us as well.
You mean the fire investigation itself?
That's correct.
Yeah, so this 9-year-old girl was in this apartment with an elderly woman, is our understanding. And what was the circumstance?
Related to their relationship?
Yes, no, I think you encountered some conditions that made it even harder to battle the blaze.
I'm sorry, thank you. Yes, extremely overstocked with belongings and furniture and just a variety of different things. I think a lot of times it's referred to as hoarding. I'm always very hesitant to say that because I think it can have such a negative connotation. But I've had to push past that, and I have to say it because it absolutely slows our progress down getting through and into all of the spaces in a burning home to rescue a person who is living in those conditions. So while it is certainly not meant with any disrespect. People can live how they want to live. That's not my issue. My issue is my firefighters are put at extreme risk, crawling in these little aisles with flowing water and with fire and superheated gases all around them. It's an almost untenable atmosphere. But when we know we have people trapped inside, I'm fortunate enough to have firefighters that are going to really lay it out and give every last effort to try to rescue that life. I can't imagine or I can't describe enough for the listeners or for you what it is like to have zero visibility and to go into a space that is extremely, extremely tight that you have never been in before, with superheated gases pushing down on you, flames coming over piles of stuff around you, and you can't see where you're going or what your end target is, and you've got lives hanging in the balance. Thankfully, we had our regular first due engine and ladder truck company who did just a fantastic job at this fire, as did all the support companies, and it was a Herculean effort, and they got both of those individuals out, and I just got to say it's horrific. We've lost this young girl here yesterday, and it did not have to happen.
Chief, you've also been vocal about the recent fires at the Northridge property, a largely unsupervised area. It's ripe for vandalism. What needs to happen here and when?
Well, that's the interesting part, Greg, is I don't have a vote in what's going to happen. If I did, I would drive out there with a bulldozer myself. It would come down this afternoon. That's my vote. I'm absolutely done entertaining excuses and delays and this and that. There is no protection being afforded. I have my 7th Battalion is out on the northwest end of the city, and I have my personnel every day driving the circumference of that building and making note of, okay, what entrances have now been penetrated, what's been forced, what's been breached. And then we work in close concert with other city departments, Department of Neighborhood Services, DCD, et cetera. And then they go out and they handle all the board ups. But each one of those breaches represents another chance someone can get in there and get hurt or cause or start other fires that's now going to injure my firefighters or put them at tremendous risk. So I think I'm pretty plain spoken on my thoughts on this. Get rid of it.
So, Chief, wasn't it before a court? Isn't that where it stands? That the building was supposed to be it was purchased by a foreign group, right? And what's the status? And then does your voice matter in this, as it should?
Well, I mean, I'm thankful that it appears to have put a little bit of energy behind the effort of the court to move it along, and I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a real estate expert, and I certainly am not an expert on the two of those things when they collide. But I can tell you, I've learned an awful lot, and it is an incredibly complex scenario, particularly with folks from foreign countries who actually own the property. There appears to be very little anybody can force them to do. And that's the most frustrating part of all. So I am a part of the conversations. We've been meeting very regularly to discuss, what's next, what are we going to do next? And quite frankly, I've had it's probably the closest I've worked with some of our my neighboring or my peer departments in city government, because I don't know all of these ins and outs, but I do know this. The system is plainly not working as designed, if we can just keep allowing this to go on. And we're over 2 decades in, and now, we just had our 7th fire in there inside of 15 months. I know that that's representative of a system that is not working as the average civilian, and certainly not as the fire chief would expect it would.
More details on the fires from over the weekend as they become available. Aaron, always great to connect with you, and have a great Thanksgiving with your family. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Greg.
Take care. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky. Yeah, a rash of fires over the weekend, all within about an hour and a half time span. So incredible stress put on EMS units and neighboring fire departments. We've got Bucks basketball coming up in about a minute here on WTMJ. The Bucks have won 4 straight games. Boy, if you were at the game against the Mavericks over the weekend, you saw an incredible game. Giannis scored 40, star power on the floor between both teams as Kyrie Irving blew up for the Mavericks. So did Luka Doncic. The Bucks, led by Giannis and Damian Lillard. That's what it's all about, right? The star power is starting to shine here for the Milwaukee Bucks. They look to make it 5 wins in a row tonight, taking on a Washington Wizards team that is not very good. They are not off to a very good start, unfortunately for them, this season. So the Bucks look to take advantage tonight against a team with just 2 wins. The Wizards are 2-10, the second worst record in all of the NBA, behind only the Detroit Pistons. So Bucks basketball coming up. Right after this, we'll send you to the nation's capital. Justin Garcia's got pregame coverage starting in just a few seconds, and he'll guide you through Bucks talk following the game. I'm off to Potawatomi Casino Hotel to Rock and Brews for a Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. Catch me and Gary Ellerson on 94.5 ESPN from 6 to 8. Enjoy the rest of your night on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here for Dave Drakamp Heating. Are you hosting Thanksgiving this year? You'll want to make sure your family's home